It was already looking bad for Hampton until he fumbled that ball. And he did himself no favors because in came Najee. He was already stuffed 3 times at the goal line, which I didn't blame him for. He got swarmed on 2 of those handoffs, but I mean, that was just dreadful. That second game was dreadful. Bucky got it done. Bijan got it done. Neighbors got it done. Achan got it done. Before some of you negative Noahs come in here and try and crash the party and say, Smitty, you can't believe we're hitting things just because you have the wrong combination of players. Nothing's going to land 100%. And we're going to, of course, have a lot of people that grabbed all, like I warned you not to do all offseason. Don't grab all of the rookies. Don't grab all of the sleeper calls because some of them take some time. I know a lot of people probably compiled a team full of just sleepers, and sometimes they take time. Hendy will rise. Hendy's going to take some time. Hampton, I don't know what to look for at this point for Hampton. I really don't know how long it's going to take him if he can even climb back into the good graces. I mean, looking at that handoff, it was a potential. You could look at it later and say, hey, it was an exchange, and people blame the quarterback on exchanges, but Harbaugh's going to have to really overlook that. And if he does, he might eventually give Hampton a shot, but I don't know that Hampton is going to the bench full time, but I certainly think he didn't do himself any favors. Lad McConkey, a great buy low. I think this is a bad week in general that a lot of people are going to overreact on. We got a lot of overreactive Rodgers. I can see it and sense it already. And we're 2 weeks in. We see this every year. Some of this stuff's going to rebound. Some of it won't. Some of it we must adjust and adapt on. Hampton, for right now, we have to adjust and adapt. Brock Bowers was limping a little bit in this game, so we'll have to see if he re-injured himself. Jeanty is somebody that will come around. I firmly believe buying low on him will be a nice situation for some of you buying extremely low, and I think he'll be cheap to get. The rookies have been underutilized from this rookie class. It's been wild, and some of the situations seem like they were going to be better than they are. T-Law's been awful. That situation's horrible in Jacksonville. Let's see what happens with all these QB injuries. A lot of stuff to try and walk through. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Mason is going to get on his horse this week. Aaron Jones, if you haven't heard, Aaron Jones is not going to play. McCarthy's not going to play. Jordan Mason is going to help a lot of people. So congrats to those of you that have scooped up and held Jordan Mason. A lot of you, like I said, are going to overreact. It's 2 weeks in. Some of this will get fixed. Some of this will get ironed out. Some of this will turn around. Some of it won't. We just have to be quick to try and react and figure out what won't change and what will change. And quite honestly, looking at this Raiders situation, how bad Geno looks, there's a lot to question in this Raiders situation. I do know that Jeanty and many other running backs on bad offenses have turned around and turn the page on something like this. So I still believe in Jeanty. Is there a level of concern? Absolutely. I think you'd have to be kind of crazy to not understand and figure out that there's a lot of concern here. Let me see if I should have my panic meter here somewhere. I think I have it right. Where is that? I think it might be here. So my panic meter on Jeanty is probably, no, not there. I'd say probably like 7 right now, meaning there's still risk for Jeanty to not bounce back. There still is risk for him to not bounce back, but it's not a 9 or a 10. We've seen running backs for years play well in bad offenses. I'm not entirely concerned if I own him that I have to get rid of him. Now, on the other hand, so this would be for for Jeanty. Let me put the players' faces on screen so you guys know who we're referencing. Right now, we're going to say Jeanty. Jeanty right here. Definitely concern. Offensive line, but I think mostly it's Gino. I mean, we could blame the offensive line all we want. Jeanty had some good rips. There were some good opportunities for him, but really it comes down to it's Gino. And can they put Gino in a better position? I don't know. I don't know. Let's look at Brock Bowers, who's dealing with an injury right now. My panic level for Brock Bowers, probably the same level, right around the 7. Doesn't mean I'm getting rid of him for pennies on the dollar, but does Brock Bowers have an equivalent? Might he be someone that we rank around, let's say, maybe 6 more so than 7? I mean, obviously we love Brock Bowers, but his situation's god awful with Gino throwing the ball. Maybe it is a 7. Everything's revolving around Gino. It's not so much the offensive line. And you could blame Pete Carroll, and I do, because he's the one that put Gino and Smith in charge. I just don't know. I just don't know what the solution would be. That's the only reason why it's not 4 or 5. Like, don't worry about it. Jeanty will be fine. Like 3. I'm not saying that. I just don't know what the solution will be. Will Gino be better? He has been historically not. I'm not going to try and suggest what the announcers were saying. The announcers were like, "Oh, he's one of the top 5 historically accurate quarterbacks." Like, he's not that good. I'll tell you that right now. I saw it with my own eyes. But is he better than he played tonight on average? Yeah, but he's also older. Ziggy, how old is Geno Smith?
Geno Smith is 34 years old and was born on October 10th, 1990.
You know, I mean, part of this could be Geno. You know, and there's the injury, of course. There's a lot of panic. But I would say if I had the cooler heads prevail, this is not something where we're just trying to get out of Brock Bowers. But it's certainly a concern. The Ashton Jeanty situation, again, I believe at the end of the day, Jeanty's going to have a good year. I don't know what is in store for him. I can't necessarily say this is running back 3 going forward. The level of panic is still right around this 6 or 7. Right around the 6 or 7. I would say right now, because we don't know what the solution is at quarterback, it's probably 7. Okay, you know what? Swaying your channel. You know what? You don't have to be here. Anybody that wants to be super ultra, negative and nasty while we're going through this, you can go somewhere else if you want, bro. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Go find another channel. I'm gonna say this. When it comes to Hampton, go back to an idle state here and throw Hampton on screen. This one's going to be painful to admit, and we got to admit these things when we're sitting here staring, change in the face. What do we do? What do we do? How do we get out of this? How do we march forward? You got to be honest with yourself and be honest with the player evals. Hampton is probably a 9 or a 10. I mean, where's Hampton? There he is. Hampton's probably a 9 or a 10. Truly. I mean, you could say 10. I wouldn't even be mad at you if you said 10, because he may have just lost his job. I do think the draft capital puts them in a position to where they do turn to him at some point, but the amount of time between now and when that happens is going to make this a 9 or a 10. This is it's not something that you can let me let's see here. I'm sorry. Some of you guys think you're going to be disruptive. I'm just going to boot you. Like, you can disagree, you can have takes. Everyone's allowed to have an opinion here. It's about when you're trying to be a disruptive individual, you're going to be removed. Okay, so just letting you know up front. So if you love the channel, please refrain from being a disruptive, absolutely ridiculous person in the live chat. There's a difference between a differing opinion and that. So just know that you're going to be removed. Lab McConkey, I'm not as concerned about Lab McConkey. I do think that Lab McConkey is going to have his day. And honestly, the dip in value for Lad McConkey, let's put this back to idle. Lad McConkey's probably going to be so cheap that the risk level is very low. Now, if you own Lad McConkey, I guess I would say, yeah, you're sitting at like a 7 or something. But if you're going to acquire Lad McConkey, you're acquiring him with like a 4 or a 3 risk level because Lad McConkey is being bought cheaply. This is not somebody you have to buy at even like high-end wide receiver 2 value. This is probably a wide receiver 3. I think that at the end of the day, we still have to remember we're 2 weeks in. We're 2 weeks in. Lad can't be discarded. Don't throw him away. It depends on what you got as far as your bench. You got Javonte. He's been in your flex. You shove Javonte in. Javonte's proven it now for 2 weeks. I think that's not an overreaction. But you have Lad McConkey and you have no other better options and you're going to the waiver wire for a player. I still believe in Lad enough that I'm not giving up on him after 2 weeks. I believe that it's a lot easier to say let's give up, not entirely, but I'm not going after him, whatever. Hampton is a 9 out of 10 in panic. No doubt about it. I understand it. You want to say 10? I get it. Bowers, again, not overly freaking out, but I still think that 7's in order until we know what the solution is. Part of it's his knee, but are they going to feed the ball to this man? Are they going to send this football in his direction consistently? I think so. I think if the knee injury wasn't present, I'd be more around this range. I'm still not below 5 because I don't know what Geno is going to do. This offense looks awful. It looks absolutely awful. So panic mode, of course. And I know a lot of you are in doom and gloom mode, but keep in mind, again, week 2 was a bloody weekend. It was bloody Sunday, bloody Monday. There were a handful of players that exploded. And we have some of those players. Bucky had a great day, had a vulture touchdown, but he still had a great day. Bucky looked like a monster out there. Over 100 total, well over 100 total yards. The PPR points were there. Bucky balled out. Bucky had a day. Should have had a touchdown, but he balled out. Bijan was unbelievable. Our 1.1 overall. You can rip on the HH. I see a lot of you ripping on the HHH and Associates. I get it. We're 2 weeks in. Egbuka is on pace for 25.5 touchdowns. I think it's 25.6 touchdowns. Look, we're only 2 weeks in, but if we can overreact on 2 weeks, then I can tell you that Buka's scoring 25 touchdowns. Buka's scoring 20. According to the overreactions, Buka's scoring 20.
Mashed potatoes!
Be fair. Buka, 26 touchdown pace. Okay, if you're going to judge Hendy and say Harvey and Hendy are trash, there you go. There's a reason Hampton wasn't in the original Triple H and Associates, and he's not even on the row. He's an intern that can get bumped out at any time. I still believe in Harvey long term. I don't know if it takes till week 7 or 8. I still fully believe in Hendy as soon as possible. I'm not saying you start him over Javonte, as that example still holds, but he's still somebody that will rise up, and Buka's on pace for 25 touchdowns. Bijan, our 1.1. The channel's clear 1.1 overall. That's working out pretty damn well. HN looking pretty damn good. So there are some outstanding situations still going on for those that like to just tear into all the negative. And there's a reason why you shouldn't collect all of the sleeper players onto one team. And this is why I'm hesitant sometimes to put together boards like the HA. I'm still going to do it. Don't worry. You don't have to urge me. Smitty, no, keep doing it. I'm still going to do it because I've got balls of steel. And it doesn't bother me. I know you think I'm a sensitive person when it comes to these haters. It's about my chat. I could care less what you really think of me, but I care about the people that come in to be disruptive. And this is a positive place where my chat is important to me. When people are in here trying to solve their problems and not trying to sit here and finger point and name call and act like everybody else is trash around them, you will be removed. That is not something that I'm going to play with. So just so you understand the difference. But I don't understand the panic to a degree. I understand some of the panic. It's just we gotta make sure we're really being careful with our overreactions and our underreactions. We truly have to be careful. Let's go ahead and look at these super chats. There's not much to go over. Let me go over the games real quickly. These are the games, the Sunday night game. Baker, 2 TDs, 215. Isn't that always the way it is? Baker, 2 early scores, doesn't score again. Bo Nix, 3 touchdowns in the first half, doesn't score another touchdown. Bucky, 71 yards, 17 carries. I know some of the takeaways are going to be, but Rachaad White had 10 carries and a touchdown. He got the touchdown. I'm not too worried about that. I think that you look at this receiving line, you see Bucky atop the reception getters. Number 1, this thing is ordered by yards. Number 1 in receptions on this team. Bucky got 6 targets, caught all 6 passes. This is in a very important line right here. So 6 for 50, 8.3 a catch. This was a great day. This is 11 PPR points in the receiving category alone for Bucky. 11. So an 18-plus point game out of Bucky. Would have loved the touchdown, yes. Mike Evans, a pretty good buy low right now. I still think Mike Evans looked the part. Egbuka looked like he had like a thigh contusion or something. They wrapped his leg. He was struggling on that touchdown route that he ran, and he didn't quite get to the ball. Would have been a second score. He would have had 2 TDs in 2 weeks. But they wrapped his leg, and so Book didn't get the second touchdown. But I think he's fine. We'll see how he comes out of this game. He kept playing on it. But Buka was still very good in the fact that he got that touchdown grab. I mean, that's 12-point game. Anytime you're getting double-digit points, you're liking what you're getting. So Buka, definitely a great game. Nick Chubb, 43 and a touch. Really frustrating to watch a guy like Nick Chubb outplay Jeanty, outplay Hampton, outplay Hendy, outplay all these guys. And it's not something that I'm sitting here going, okay, let's transition and adjust and adapt. I'm just saying it's frustrating to watch that. I'm sure all of you feel the same. To watch this happen, it's wild. It's wild to watch these rookies be underutilized. I still firmly believe in a majority of the rookies. It just sometimes takes time, which is why, and it's frustrating for me because I feel like maybe I wasn't clear enough beating a dead horse on the topic, because so many people come to me and say, Smitty, don't worry, I'm not going to grab all the sleepers, and then they do. And then if you have a slow start because you have nothing but these rookies or sleepers on your team, I can't control that. I can't control that you didn't well round your team. You got to listen to me. You can't grab all of these guys. I know you guys get so excited about the hype videos, and I still believe in a lot of these players. Hampton, I can't tell you I believe in him. I'm being honest. I don't. Harvey, I don't know when, but I still believe in the talent. I believe in the offense. I don't believe in the offense in Las Vegas for Jeanty, but I believe in Jeanty. So that one's hard. That one is hard to decide where we value Jeanty. I still believe in him, but what's his ceiling value? Is he now going to be running back 3 or 4 going forward? No, probably not. Is he a top 10 running back? I think he can be. I'm hoping he will be. I think that we've seen other running backs in worse situations or equal situations play at top 10 running back level, but will they feed him? Does Pete know? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I will say that one of our other big monsters walking into this week, Scattaboo, is going to potentially be a total league winner for us. We might be out of this marker. Scattaboo, ladies and gentlemen, a potential league winner.
What is that smell? Someone needs me. Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man! I am Scat Man. Who needs my help? Wow. Bang, bang, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother.
Scat might replace Hampton on the HHH and Associates list. So we'll have to see on that. But Scat going to the moon. Scat is one of the better grabs of the week. Tootin is obviously a league winner as well. And Benson still remains on that board. And when we go back to the waiver board right here, top waiver pickups of the week, we've got these 3 guys still rounding out that 9 out of 10 ranking scale for being the odds of being the number 1 ad of the year off the waiver wire. And for those that still need the waiver wire board, here it is. Judkins atop it in case he's available. He's not available in every league. Scat, Tootin, Benson, Stevenson. We've got Wandell, Keenan Allen, Tesla, Booty, Franklin, Coleman, Downs, Renfro. There's A.O. Manor. Those are the guys right there. Thornton might have dropped a lot today because his offense is just trash. I don't know. I'm going to put him right here out of frustration. We've got Love, May, Danny Dimes, Penix Jr., Bryce Young, Browning. Just depends on what you're going for. Not Love and May not be available in your league, but all those are a qualifier of about 20% availability, just to make sure everyone that is watching is kind of covered. Fannin, Johnson, Juwan Johnson, you could put above Fannin if you want, but I still believe in Fannin. I think Fannin's a talent. He's a massive talent. We're 2 weeks in. So anybody judging Fannin on a pretty good game coming off of a really good, week 1 performance. Funny that he's dropping so much in people's values, but that is the waiver board in case anybody needs it. Adjust and adapt season, guys. That's what every season is. I can't remember a season where we didn't go into week number 1, 2, 3, or 4 with a lot of turmoil and panic. And there usually is a lot of rebounding on this channel when it comes to these earlier calls. Not because we get a lot wrong, because people put this heavy weight on some of these hype videos and boards we do, which for a good reason, and I love to do it. I love to do HHH and Associates. No one else does that stuff. No one else puts their balls on the line like we do here. And the channel shouldn't live and die based on the rookie board. The channel doesn't live and die on 1, 2, or 3 or one board call. There's still Bijan 1.1. Bijan, he wants to be called Bijan. The best news I heard all week, actually. Bijan 1.1 is what the channel doesn't hang its hat on that. Everybody going Jamar Chase, everybody going other players. Bijan 1.1. There's a lot of good stuff, Egbuka, that come from this. So have patience as you watch and try and repair or try and figure out what in the hell you're going to do next. Drop Hunter for Franklin. No, Vincent, you're not going to drop Travis Hunter after 2 weeks of football. I at least hope not. Do you send him to the bench? Sure. AJ Brown, yeah, I mean, that's a guy we didn't want on this channel. He's not doing anything. There's a lot of the void calls looking good, but man, I mean, it's crazy that people built their team around HHH and Associates, and now they're here to let us know that the HHH and Associates is delayed when you were told maybe 2. Looks like right now it's 3. Maybe 2 of these 4 players might be late bloomers. You were warned on that. So we have to relax. Keep the faith in Hendy. Keep the faith in long-term Harvey. Keep the faith in Egbuka, who's clearly pulling his weight at the firm. Did I go over all this, Bucky? So I didn't go over the Houston side. Nico, just really underutilized. 43 yards and a touchdown. Nico, that was Chubb. Nico had 52 yards and a touchdown. 3 receptions for 52 yards and a touchdown. Woody Marks looked great, but then they didn't use him. So who knows what happens. If Chubb gets hurt, Woody Marks is going to potentially be a midseason moon man extraordinaire. So make sure you're on top of that. Here's this very depressing box score. 11 for 43 for Jeanty. At the end of the day, it's like he got 11 carries. If he just would have got 20, 21, he probably would have broke one free long enough to get like over that 100-yard mark, and then it'd be a whole different thing. But unfortunately, here we are. Quentin Johnston, 3 for 71 and a touch. Obviously still a solid ad if he's available. I don't know if he continues right now. It looks like Herbert loves to throw to him. That's good. Keenan Allen looks really, really solid and steady. Probably one of the better wide receiver 3s in fantasy right now, you could say. Lab McConkey, 5 for 48. I still believe in Lab McConkey at the price. Hampton fell to tied for 3rd on the team for attempts. And if you really could ask Harbaugh right now if this will change, he'll probably say yes. It'll probably be a more of a 50-50, maybe 60-40 Najee divide. But let's wait and hear what he has to say. Maybe he says that handoff was, I blame that on the quarterback. Who knows what he's going to say about Hampton. But Hampton got pulled immediately after the fumble. So you got to think that there's some repercussions coming downstream for him. Ashton Jeanty, I wish he was better. Gino was awful. He was awful. We could box score Bobby it all day long. I mean, yeah, why they don't throw to Jeanty is beyond me. It's beyond me. You didn't answer my super chat. I haven't got to the super chats, all of them yet, bro. There's a long list of them, which I'm trying to get through. So just hang tight, my boy. I'm not ignoring your super chat. I appreciate you dropping it. Kay with this one right here says, I have JD5 feels I need a backup QB for week 3 just in case. Who should I get, Danny Dimes or Penix? I mean, Danny Dimes for the now. If you're looking long term, I do think Penix is going to be the better option. But for now, if you needed it, Danny Dimes is outperforming that, so you go with that. So whatever you need it, now or later, or soon or later, that's how I'd look at it. And Penix should be my long term option. Chase Brown, Hendy, Javonte, Jettas, London, Egbuka, Rice, Fannin. Do I trade Jettas for JT in any trade ideas? Honestly, I would rather have JT. I'd try and get something else if you can, but if not, you just look, with no quarterback, in sight for JJ, how can he outperform JT is what I would ask you. So I want you to get more because I feel like the fair market should allow that to you. But does he have a hunter? Can he throw somebody in that he's devaluing? I would try. But if you got to get a running back, that is the move to make. The fumble was officially charged to Herbert. I mean, that's what I think they'll look at. Hopefully that is what Harbaugh looks at. It's hard to say, guys. It's hard to say. It goes to the quarterback, but will Harbaugh blame Hampton? I don't know. You do look at it, and it was fumbled on the exchange. I know it's easy to blame Hampton because we're mad at him. We're mad at the whole situation. But if you do watch the replay, it is questionable as to who is at fault in the exchange. It's always the quarterback's fault. But need help, 0-2. Need Joe B, Hendy, Tracy, St. Brown, BTJ, Tyreek. Your receivers, I think they'll, obviously with St. Brown leading the way, you'll be fine. Not trading BTJ on the low. Love should be able to step up and be very solid for you at this point in time, given this situation. I don't know what you can even do, bro, except for wait it out and see what Hendy can do for you this week. But who do you have as your running back too? You throw Samson, and I guess right now at least he's doing something. But you might have to, unfortunately, at 0-2 with St. Brown, losing with St. Brown. Understand what I'm saying. If everyone's going to be overreactive to this comment, you don't trade St. Brown. You have to. What other choice do you have? You're losing with him. So you're trading St. Brown for a London and a Kyron and getting somebody that's going to really panic on what they've got. You need to have something along those lines. Who does the Chase Brown owner have at running back or at wide receiver? Who does the Jeanty owner? You have to. This is the situation you've been dealt. You have to go after Jeanty. You have to go after Kyron. You have to go after Chase Brown and see if you can get a receiver and trade and get into a 2-for-1. But make sure it's the right one. Don't come back and say, Smitty, I did it. And you got T. Higgins and some running back that I don't even deem to be in that. Or you just get the running back and some scrub receiver. You need to get 2. Hampton, handoff gave Herbert the fumble, and I ended up winning by 0.4. Congrats on that, Ross. Again, the fact that Harbaugh took him out means that Harbaugh thinks that Hampton was involved in that. But maybe later he reviews it and thinks differently. I don't know, but right now it's not good. Hampton fumbled, and I got the W. Buy low on Jeanty. I would buy low on Jeanty, but how low are we talking, Cody? Ridiculous how Raiders use Jeanty. Agreed. Everyone agrees with that. That's trade JCM and Keon Coleman for Hampton. No. I want JCM. It is what it is at this point. This is where being honest is important, to turn things around and to make sure we're evaluating things right. This is being loose, liquid. This is being adjust and adapt mentality. 1-on-1 10-man PPR QB Allen Penix. Bowers fan and any trade ideas are just hold for now. Bijan and Hendy and Harvey and Benson, as much as Sharps, you've got a lot of firepower there that's in flux, and I get it. It's frustrating. It's scary, but I don't know, man. I mean, unless you can move Rice and not wait on Rice, go get a player like BTJ now using Rice. Go give up MHJ and Harvey or Sharps to the Walker owner, and you get that JSN instead of MHJ. Those are moves that I would try and make JP with this squad. I appreciate your super chat. Smitty, I got Hunter for Mark Andrews. I like that in my 12-team Superflex. It's not a grandma league. Everyone is pissed. Should I feel guilty? No. And honestly, there's people in here that are probably typing right now saying, you guys screwed. Like people, a lot of people don't like Hunter, bro. But I like it, and we'll see what happens. It's 2 weeks in. We're 2 weeks in. You think Travis Hunter, this organization used to set an example as to the highest value you could apply to a player in an NFL draft setting as somebody they don't want to utilize? They will. They will. He will come around. That is a good trade. I took away all of your everyone's funny comment that they were about to drop on that, I'm sure. But yes, I like the deal for you. Smitty, I got Hunter from Mark Andrews. Okay. Half PPR, trade Josh Allen and Derrick Henry for Saquon and Bowers. Nope. Nope. I mean, I don't know what your QB situation is, but I can imagine that we're talking about a relatively similar situation of going up at tight end and going down at quarterback, vice versa. And with Bowers' injury and the state of that offense, give me Josh Allen, 4 touchdown Josh Allen, and 3 or 4 touchdown capable Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry will be a buy low candidate. For those of you looking to do something crazy, go buy Derrick Henry low off of a 11 carry, 21 yard game, I believe 22 yard game, whatever that was. Very bad week for Derrick Henry. 14-team PPR 6-point TD league was offered Knicks, Chase Brown for my Hurts and Pollard. Give me Knicks and Chase Brown. Hurts does not look good. Do I take this with Burrow out? I would rather have Knicks and Chase Brown. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. $4.99 here from King V. King V says trade Godwin, Warren, Wilson for Harvey, Kyron Williams, and Ridley. Godwin, Warren, Wilson for Harvey, Kyron, and Ridley. I would take Kyron. But, you know, I know people are worried about him. But I take Kyron. I mean, Wilson and Kyron are very, you know, you're getting Harvey, the upside there. You're getting Kyron. You're getting Ridley, who I think is serviceable still. People are freaking out. But I take the Kyron side. I'm not freaking out on Kyron. Just make sure you cuff him if you can grab the handcuffs. Brady needs to admit his mistake. Trade for Sanders. Brady needs to admit his mistake and trade. Oh, for Shador. Yeah. I hope Shador gets traded. I hope Shador gets traded. Missed my super chat. Bro, you've said it 1,000 times. You missed my super chat. I have not missed your super chat. I'm going through them all right now. Brady needs to admit his. Thank you very much. Can Johnston keep this up all year? I don't think he'll keep this up all year, but I think he's a decent wide receiver 3, 4, 5, like depending on like the need of the moment for you. Are you hit with injuries, etc.? Great show, Smitty. Thank you, Mark Cleveland. Appreciate you. Trade Chuba for Hendy or Hendy. I think you mean Harvey or Hendy, probably. I'm not trading Chuba right now. I am worried about Chuba to a degree as well, but I think you're probably looking at, like, I think Hendy will be the best, most valuable player of the group, but we don't know how long you're waiting. So, like, trading Chuba would be hard. Chat, what do you think on that? Chuba or Hendy long term? Got offered ETN for Hampton. you take ETN right now, CJ. You have to. You have to admit what's going on here. Take it. Jeanty, I'm sorry. Meant to say Hendy or Jeanty. I would trade Chuba for Jeanty personally. I know some will not want to do that, but I would do that. Evans panic. I like what I saw at Evans tonight, to be honest, given the cost of entry. Now, if you own him, don't sell him. Just hold him. He'll be okay. If you can go trade for Evans right now, I would definitely, he's going to be one of my top trade for players of the week. Would you do Jettas and Lamar for Lamb and JD5? Guys, vote on this one, please. Imagine getting ETN right now for Hampton. That's a steal, bro. That's a steal. It just is what it is. Would you guys rather have JD5 and Lamb or Jettas and Lamar? I would think Lamar. I would think Lamar side by most people. We'll see. JJ and Lamar. Lamb side, okay. Lamar. Lamb side. Wow, there's a lot of Lamb sides. I just think the Lamb side say, I mean, look, JJ's still going to eat. Will he eat as much? But Lamar's balling out, bro. I don't think you can, but either way, there's some pros and cons. So can't believe I'm asking this seriously, but who would be a QB? Who would be the QB of the Raiders? But who will be the QB of the Raiders? Oh, because of they don't know if they have a QB yet. I mean, right now they're probably not leaning away from Geno, but he's awful. Who do you? Jettas Lamar already got that one. Okay. CMC plus MHJ for Henry and Higgins. No, Higgins isn't an. Let's see here. Try and get a different player than Higgins. I still believe in trading for Henry on the cheap, but right now that's not enough market value for CMC. I still would make a trade if it made sense. Go get a different wide receiver, but I think the fair market value should get you more than a Higgins. We adjust and adapt. That's fantasy football. Thanks, Smitty. Thank you, Healing. Appreciate you. I appreciate people that understand what temperature is. My league mate is going to drop Caleb Johnson. Is he worth picking up? Depends on the situation, but probably not because you're waiting on him to get a shot and you're just sitting there. Should I trade Bowers and Hunter for Egbuka and Warren? Jeez, man. Guys, Bowers and Hunter or Egbuka, Warren. Please vote on that. Egbuka, Warren, Bowers, Hunter. Please vote. McCarthy is out. Yes, he's out. He's out probably 3 to 4 weeks, bro. We're probably taking this trade, I imagine. Egbuka, Warren, Egbuka, Warren, Egbuka, Warren, Egbuka, Warren, Egbuka. Yes, the chat's unanimous almost on this one, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Wolfman with another one. 2 flex, Burrow, Jeanty, Hall, London, Marv. Hunter scored 30. Emeka, Egbuka, Hunter scored 32 points this week so far with the lineup. Penix, Rice, JCM Sharps, Gadaboo. 0-2, banged up. What do I do? Man, you got leveled this week, Wolf. You can't even collect a more unlucky team. You got Egbuka there, but even Egbuka didn't get what he could have got. Like, this is a brutal squad. Burrow going down. Jeanty, Hall losing Fields in the game, going flat. London going flat. Marv going flat. Unbelievable. I don't know that you could sell any of these guys high right now, bro. You are forced to wait. You got to hope that you're trading like JCM for BTJ. Go after BTJ. Go after Mike Evans using Scattaboo or potentially JCM for BTJ is what I would do. I'd take a risk on that front, but I mean, you can't do anything with your starters. It's not your fault. And there's some good players in there. It's just an awful situation for you. I got JD5 May, JJ, JSM Buka, Rice. And if I think you had Rice, Wolf, if you did, you try and get BTJ. That's what I'm aiming for you. Not that there isn't risk, but there's risk. There's risk. No doubt about it. I got JD5 May, JJ, JSN. Gibbs for JSN and Brown. That's a tough one. You're 2-0 for a reason, bro. Guys, do we want Gibbs or JSN and Brown, given his team? Gibbs or JSN and Brown? JSN and Brown is a lot, but Gibbs is a baller. Gibbs is one of the most consistent players, I would say, going forward. I know that there's been some lack of usage, and then he scores, and then you're worried about it, and then he makes up for it in week 2 and does pretty well, but people were worried as hell about him for a big part of the game. I'm going to go ahead and say, with you being 2-0, It's hard to want to change anything, but Gibbs to this lineup, Gibbs. I mean, Mason, you'll have Harvey step up. Mason's stepping up right now. Gibbs, you'd have JJ, you'd have Buka still. Rice would come back. Guys, vote on that one, please. Gibbs. GSN and Brown, pretty close. With Burrow being down, I think I'm leaning toward Gibbs, my friend. It is a tough call. Please trust your gut, because literally I'm wavering on that one, as is everybody else. I have an offer to trade Chase Brown, and I received James Cook. Probably right now James Cook's a tad safer, but I don't know. That one's tough, because we're going to assume that Chase Brown's going to go away, right? But they could run everything through him. So I don't think this one's as easy as it feels like on paper, given how good Cook has been through 2 games. Keep in mind that Josh Allen had 4 touchdowns in week 1, and Josh Allen did not have a single touchdown. He had 0 in week number 2. And as much as I love what Cook has done, it could seriously flip into a Cook does nothing for 3 straight weeks. That's the way the offense is. So, I don't know. This one's a tough one for me. Chat, what are you liking on this one? Chase Brown or James Cook? Vote on this one. Chase Brown or James Cook? Vote. It was a brutal week, my boy. Guys, hit that thumb up button on the way in the door. Please subscribe if you're new. We're here breaking it down, good or bad. We're here breaking it down after every game. We're here breaking it down before every game. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Got a unanimous Cook going. We got a couple Brown votes, but a unanimous Cook going here. Unanimous Cook. We got a couple of capital letter Chase Browns. People trying to push back. It's a tough one. I think right now it's hard to judge Cook moving forward using just what is happening. Again, the way that offense is. I would say your safe play is Cook with Burrow out. Your high-risk, high-reward play would be Chase Brown. So you got to kind of pick your poison there. If you want to roll with safety, then you're going to want to roll with what Cook's been doing. If you want to try and predict that this offense is going to have to go through Chase Brown, and Chase Brown will still cook under Browning, I still think Chase Brown could be a top 5 running back. It's potentially there. He's one of my better buy lows right now. I like Mike Evans a lot. I like Chase Brown a lot. I think both are going to be great buy lows. Let's go over to the, first of all, Underdog promo code Smitty. Smash this link. I'll put it in the live chat. Underdog will be drafting for week 3, probably tomorrow night. So smash this link. I'll pin it in the live chat right now. Code Smitty will get it done. Play $5, get 50 if you use the code. So check that out. Going over to the buy low board. I am going to put Chase Brown on this board as one of the better buy lows walking into this week. People overreacting to his situation quite a bit. So we'll put Chase Brown on here for sure. I think Mike Evans is a very solid buy low. And while it's not the safest and most crafty move, it's still one that I believe will pay dividends at the cost of entry. Mike Evans, older player, kind of been a little sluggish, but I've seen him dominate out there. He was getting, look, Stingley was on him. Stingley shut down Devontae Adams in week 1, and Mike Evans was still manhandling him. I think Evans could be one of the better buy low players walking into the remaining part of the season. That is not a knock on Egbuka. I think Baker can cook and feed. These right here are some of the better value buy lows walking, and I'm still adding to it as we go. McLaurin might even crack this list. Rice will probably always kind of remain on this list because every week we get closer to him coming back. He's going to be a top 5 to 7 wide receiver. Look at what Mahomes is doing. Mahomes is running everything himself. You don't think when he gets back he's not going to go, thank God, Rice, take it over from here. Rice, every week we get closer to him coming back is going to be glory. We got 10 gifted memberships by Bendu. Bendu, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships, young man. Appreciate Bendu coming in strong. Bendu!
You've just been Smitty approved.
Bendu! Bendu, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Appreciate you. Okay, get Harvey and Jeanty for cheap. Yes, I would, definitely, as you just saw. off that board. Would you trade away, I think you mean Kenneth Walker for Pickens? I think that's position of need dependent, Anthony. If you need a running back, I want Walker. If you need a wide receiver, I understand the Pickens side, but I think you could almost sell Walker for more than that, honestly, like BTJ. Trade Hampton for Javonte Williams or ETN. Either one, I'd take ETN over Javonte, but either one is a smash for Hampton right now. Good luck getting that. I would love to hear if you pull it off. That would be a marvelous trade. Get Harvey and Jeanty on cheap. Yes, I already answered that one, so thank you very much for dropping that. 12-man PPR 2-0. Daniels, what is this? Is this the same one? Too many Jags. Well, you're 2-0, so you're doing good. JD5, we'll see what happens there. HN, ETN, love that. Tootin, no. First of all, ETN, Tootin, there's no concern there. So not worrying about that. Mason might be a good trade piece. Judkins could be a good trade piece for you. But you're also great having Mason, Judkins in a rotation with ETN. It's fantastic. But do I want you to go get a wide receiver? Maybe. Debo, BTJ. I'm keeping BTJ unless you can sell him in crafty fashion. Hunter, Ridley for Ladd right now. Mason and maybe Debo to go buy low on like a JJ or Lamb or something like that right now is a solid idea. I love buying Mike Evans in this situation. Like, let's say you did move one of those running backs, which I don't know that you need to, but you could, like Mason or Judkins for a Mike Evans, or if you didn't have BTJ, I would recommend that. Silent Goldie, that's the only thing I'm kind of leaning toward, I guess, for your team. But you're starting off, Fane starting off 2-0 as well. Thanks for the help, you bet. Moves to make 12-team full PPR, Lamar, CD, AJB, Zay. I'm getting rid of AJB. AJB and JCM for a player. AJB for BTJ. Sometimes people want to trade their troublesome player for another one just on the chance that it could change the tide for them. Keep Zay, keep Hall, unless I'm trading JCM and AJB for one wide receiver, which I'm doing, if I can, like JJ, people freaking out on the JJ situation. BTJ, I love. Evans, I love. Am I giving up AJB for Evans? Probably. So those are a few moves for you that wouldn't affect your 2-0, momentum. This one right here from Ryan. Ryan, appreciate you. Offer Chuba and Booty for Chase Brown. I'd take Chase Brown. I like that. Like your team. No other ideas come to mind yet, except for I like waiting on Rice. I like buying Rice low. But in your situation, I don't also mind trying to flip him for BTJ right now so that you get that value now, that buy low value. Chuba I love the idea of getting Chase Brown. If you can't get Chase Brown, I consider Chuba for Jeanty and buying low on Jeanty. It's a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take in some leagues. I think that you're buying it at a credible value that is baking in all the risk, and people think that buying Jeanty right now is reckless or ridiculous. I understand it. I mean, doesn't mean that you're right, doesn't mean that I'm right, but Rice is definitely a hold or a go get. But for some people, they can't wait, bro, if they're 0-2. So people that are 2-0, you wait. If you're 1-1, you got to consider what you're going to look like, because Rice won't help you if you're 1-5, if you're 0-6. Steven with the $20 super chat. Steven, appreciate you. You're going to get immediate assistance. I'll move you straight to the front of the line. Appreciate you. I just saw the $20 hauler. Appreciate you very much, my boy. Let me see if I can find any other $20 haulers that are lingering down below that have just been dropped recently. I want to make sure I'm helping you all immediately. Thank you for the $20 super chat, my boy, Steven.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Man, what a week two. Just what a brutal week two overall. Always appreciate you, Smitty. Would you trade Sun God and Dobbins for Gibbs? I would probably take Gibbs, yes. In London. Oh, I thought you were just getting Gibbs. I'm like, yeah, that's you're getting Gibbs in London? Absolutely, bro. I would throw in more if I have to. Make sure it's not so bad it doesn't get vetoed. I love Sun God, bro. I do. Of course I do. But you're getting Gibbs in London. I don't even know how that's possible. If you pull that off, you let us know. We quit our jobs. We come work for you. If you show us a receipt. I have J.K. Dobbins and might be able to trade Tyreek and Walker to get Jefferson and RJ. I would take Jefferson and RJ in a millisecond for that. And I give up a little more if I have to. I would definitely pull that off if you can, bro. That would be amazing. Realized I lost my other league by 0.4. That's brutal with the Herbert fumble. It was accounted for Herbert. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Trade Tracy, Kittle, and Godwin for Buka, Dobbins, Harvey. I would 100% make that trade, DB, especially with the Kittle wait. I'm not waiting on that. And who even knows how quickly he comes back. Someone offered me CD and Stroud for my Amon-Ra and Mayfield. If Stroud's your quarterback, I don't know that I like that. I don't know if I like that. I almost like Amon-Ra. Just, he's below CD for me, but not that far. And he could outscore him. Like, he really could. So I'm not doing this for Stroud. I don't think so. If you can get another quarterback in there, tell me who you can pick up, and it's better than Stroud, then maybe we're talking. Smitty, Henry, and London for my Gibbs and Debo. I'd rather have Gibbs and Debo, bro. Gibbs is playing, Debo is playing at an amazing level right now, so I don't want to do that trade. Offer Kelsey for Ladd, I'd take Ladd. Is it low ball? No, because Ladd hasn't performed, so it's a fair market value trade, but I think it'll work out for you. May, Achane, Connor, Nico, Evans, Hawkinson, Fannin, JCM, bench, Dobbins, really 1 and 3. Okay, medium scoring league. What move should you make? I'd probably say BTJ. BTJ, keep Evans, keep Nico. Achane, I love it. JCM might go in your lineup over Connor potentially this week. We'll have to see how that plays out in the news. But am I trying to trade for Jeanty using... I don't know that you can. You don't really have a lot to... JCM for BTJ, but you might need that running back. Connor for BTJ. Connor for BTJ. Throw in Dobbins and Connor for BTJ. Connor for Harvey. So you can get Dobbins and Harvey together. Those are a couple moves that I could throw at you. Thank you for your super chat. Who can I get? T. Higgins. T. Higgins for BTJ. T. Higgins for Hendy. T. Higgins for... God, I can't believe we're saying this stuff. T. Higgins for Mike Evans. T. Higgins for Jeanty. Hendy's, T. Higgins for Harvey and something. Harvey and Hunter. I can't believe we're talking like this. 2 weeks in. I'm not saying some of it won't stick, but this is insane. It could potentially be a very big gold mine rush for a lot of people. And yes, it could crash down. It could crash down, but not everybody's going to fail. But some of these guys might. But it's worth the risk. Replay Hampton drops fumble but doesn't lose point because it was on Herbert. If you watch the replay, it really was not a clean handoff. You could blame either one, but it goes to the quarterback. Should I pick up Washington, Turpin, Horton, Thornton? Probably A.O. Manor. A.O. Manor off waivers. Make sure none of these other players that we might rank higher aren't available. Here's the board. Please screenshot that right now or rewind or whatever. Mark Cleveland says trade Dak for... Let's see. What was this other message that I had up? Horton. Okay, that was that one. Trade Dak for Justin Herbert. I'd rather have Herbert, but it's close, bro. Really close. You could argue it. I like Dak. 0-2, Dimes, Chase, London, AJB, T-Mac. I'm trading AJB. I'm keeping Hendy. I'm trading AJB. I'm trying to get... Man, AJB could get you... Keep trying for BTJ. AJB and Benson for Jeanty. Can't believe we're saying this. T-Mac for Jeanty. And then you take a gamble on AJB. Or T-Mac for Jeanty. I can't believe we're doing this. I can't believe we could say this. Go get Jeanty for T-Mac and then trade AJB for BTJ. Unbelievable. I'm not saying all these laughable moves are all going to work out and flip, but it's just crazy after 2 weeks. Trade my Jeanty for his Chase Brown. Chase Brown's safer. So yeah. That one I can admit, Chase Brown was a high draft pick anyways. That was a debatable thing on draft day. What to do? 10-man, PPR, 2 flex, Mahomes, CMC, ETN, BTJ. Probably with this team, I maybe hold more than do anything. And then you explore what you can do with Christian McCaffrey if you feel like you need to make a move. Meaning you can go get something along the lines of a It'd have to be Achane. It'd have to be players along that. But we're running out of consistent players at the running back position that linger near Bucky and Achane. So it really is you're trading for Bucky or Achane with a wide receiver like London that's doubted. That's the market value of Christian McCaffrey. Otherwise, you're holding to get something later. So you're probably holding unless you're getting one of those running backs with a London, that type of player. My chase for BTJ and Hall, I don't think I would trade Jamar Chase for that. I think you can get more. So I would hold off for more. Just wait. Let the offers come in. How are we feeling about Jeanty? He's my running back 2, and I don't have a reliable running back 2 to start over him. I mean, we're still in holding mode, Racing Boy, but I'm not giving up on him. Hampton, we can be concerned about not starting for a while after that fumble, but we'll see. We'll see what Harbaugh says. James Cook and Pearsall for Bucky and Herbert. I'd rather have Bucky and Herbert. I think Bucky looked fantastic, but this is debatable. It's a debatable thing. Bench Hendy for JCM going forward for now until we hear something. If we hear something that changes that in the news, we'll let you know. What to do, 10-team, 2 flex. I think this is the one I just advised, right? Yeah, I just looked at that one. Thank you for the super chat. This one's a $10 hauler, 2-0, but my running back deficiency. Okay, have Hendy, RJ, Harvey, JCM. Yeah, but it could come around. So, like, at what expense do we move players, right? Should I look to be trading neighbors? If you look, you're 2-0 though. Also have CD, Lamb, Wilson. So I'm looking first to trade Rice for Jeanty. I'm looking to trade Garrett Wilson for Jeanty. I'm looking to trade for Bucky. Look, you can say Bucky did great, but a lot of people think he didn't. A lot of people are worried about Rashad White getting 10 carries in the touchdown. So you might be surprised. Getting a player like Jeanty, and you have ETN, so you're good there, and Hendy will step up. But getting a player like Jeanty somehow using Wilson is a decent move for you. But Megas, don't freak out, and I would keep neighbors for right now. You don't need to divide that up yet. I think you see what you can do. You've got a decent shot already at weathering through a couple roadblocks. Starters are Mahomes, Jeanty, Monty, Nico, Garrett Wilson, MHA, Fannin, Bench, Allen, Hunter, Scatterboo. Any trade recommendations? Probably just saying, like I've been saying over and over, to go after BTJ, go after Evans. Here's the board of the best buy lows so far. So hopefully that helps you. But I would say in general, looking at this squad, I'm just going to wait on Scatterboo. Don't cut Hunter or trade him low. Keenan Allen's pretty steady wide receiver 3. Garrett Wilson will bounce back. Monty in a trade for... Try moving Monty for Hendy. You know, you could take a gamble on Harvey, but Monty's pretty decent for now. Scatterboo should step up and be a running back 2 for you right now. I mean, it's a gamble, but it's definitely the same gamble we took with Charbonnet, and that didn't work. It's definitely the same gamble we took with JCM heading into week 2, and that didn't work. So, like, Scat could get nothing. I want to sell Pickens. I do like Scat, though. I like the odds. Wanted to sell Pickens, JMO, and Judy. My about is Dimes, Walker. What are we saying here? Hampton, Metcalf, Collins, Fannin, Bowers, Judkins, Golden. What can I afford? Want to sell Pickens, JMO, and Jeanty. I don't know what this question's asking, man. Just looking at the team, I would say you definitely, the autocorrect screwed it all up. I would say probably, I mean, the only thing you can do here, unfortunately, it's not the best squad. If these are the only players that you can sell and you have better players than you're probably moving like Judkins or Walker to try and to buy low, on something. I think your team could use a chance on a Jeanty, but then again, it's like you got Bowers already. You don't want to get too invested in that Raider offense. Could you sell Bowers extremely high? Could you go get, given you have, did you say you have Fannin? Hampton trading Hampton away with like a Metcalf for a safer player is definitely probably the goal. Go get Jeanty if you can for that. Walker, upgrading Walker into Bucky or HN using something on you do a Fannin on this team. I would explore what Bowers could get me. Can Bowers get you a Jeanty and a Lad? Like, I hate to go to the two teams that just played. I mean, good God. But those would be the kind of moves I would be exploring. Look, Bowers is injured too, so Judkins will gain value soon. Walker might solidify more value. If you want to go after a wide receiver using Walker now because you fear Walker loses value, then BTJ's been the going player. All right, what's the deal with Evan Ingram? He's been banged up, and they just haven't used him. The Denver offense is being a little bit off kilter. It hasn't been very predictable, and I think that can change as they solidify and stabilize it. But I think, definitely not super high on Ingram right now. Also, JSN for Garrett Wilson and Jake Ferguson. No, I'd rather have Ingram and just keep JSN. So my answer is going to be no on that one. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. And I have Hendy, Roman says. Okay, Roman, let me see if I can find that super chat here. I think this is, see, of Hendy. Records 101 start and sit advice, 12-man redraft. PPR, 1 QB Fields, Penix Jr., 2 running backs, Hampton, Bucky. God, it sucks to see Hampton and it's like worthless now. It wasn't before week 2. And this is one where you could say, yeah, don't panic, don't cut him or anything, but you got to worry about whether he's going to be able to get into that lineup for you. You've got at least some options here with Worthy and Rice and Debo to maybe make some trades. You could trade CD for like BTJ and a running back upgrade or something, but that's risky. I almost want to keep CD. If I was to try and trade Hampton to some ambulance chaser trader and maybe like take Worthy and Hampton and turn it into one player, I would try and do that. Jeanty, Hampton into Hendy, if possible, using something. Trading Worthy is not a bad idea if that can get you Jeanty, if that can get you Mike Evans, I think, for safety, something along those lines. But Worthy is coming back. I still like Worthy. I don't think I just dump Worthy, but I think I use Worthy in trade right now. I still think BTJ is one of the better buy lows. Not saying there isn't risk involved, but 2-0 with Josh Allen, Neighbors, Lamb, then you probably don't need to make a trade. Running backs are crap. Well, I think my guess is there's some rookies on there that will rise up. So, Ben, keep doing your thing. You're 2-0 for a reason. Your team is crushing it overall. Nice job with the squad, my boy. 2-0. Totally strong wide receivers. Is it possible Green Bay, LAC, Baltimore won't produce a wide receiver 1? I think Flowers will be very good this year the rest of the way. Green Bay looks to be rotational. Chargers probably could be rotational, although I still like Ladd. And I mean, you're not far off healing from thinking that it could potentially be that. That's not the craziest observation or prediction. Who to target with a trade with Tyreek? BTJ, Hendy, some of these boys right here. Rice will be one of the best buy lows all week long. You might hear me in some instances advise some of you to trade Rice if you can't wait. But some of you that can wait or just buy low, it's if you have them, it's different than if you're trading for them. So go get Rice in a trade using Tyreek. That's what I would do. Rice would be the best go-get player. Traded Devontae Smith and Jacoby for A.J. Brown. I don't hate it, but then I flip it because the value might be there to flip it. But that's the only thing I'm doing. I'm not keeping them. Lost 80 to 105. Leagues suck, but winner's coming. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate your super chat, my boy. 0-2, 10-man, 2 flex, Knicks, Gibbs, Jeanty, Bucky, MHJ, Garrett Wilson, Hunter, Debo, Kelsey, Ingram. Bit of a panic. Do I need to make a move? I would say this squad has its pros and cons. Gibbs and Bucky's phenomenal. Knicks is pulling his weight now. Jeanty will rebound. Don't sell low. Garrett Wilson will be fine. Debo's great. This is a good team. You've been hit by probably some lineup decisions as well that have caused you to maybe lose, 1 of the 2 weeks. But I wouldn't panic yet. Am I potentially trying to move, let's say, I don't know, Kelsey or Ingram or Fannin or one of those guys with MHJ to just go slightly up to that BTJ. Go try that. Try and trade MHJ out for BTJ. I bet you the BTJ owner is willing to take a risk on another risky player, and I'd swap out that risk all day long on BTJ. Just traded Egbuka for Nico Collins. How did I do? I mean, Elijah, while I want to say it was a smash, I think it's debatable. Like, I do love Egbuka that much, but, you know, if you got a lot of Egbuka shares, it doesn't hurt to hedge your bets a little bit and take that gamble that Nico is going to be a baller all year like you drafted him to be, or would have. Harvey and Hampton for Jordan Mason. I mean, right now it probably clears, bro. But I mean, could Harvey be the best one of them all later? Yeah, he could. But right now it clears. If you need a running back, I understand. I'd try and do one. But if you need to do it, I understand. But I don't know what it looks like 3 or 4 weeks from now. You know, I don't know. Guys, can you vote on this one? Harvey and Hampton for Jordan Mason. This is it clears now. But will it clear 5 weeks from now? Will it be something that you regret doing? I don't know. It's certainly possible. But, you know, that it will score you more points right now. That's for sure. Trade Nico and ETN for CD. I'd rather have Nico and ETN over CD personally, but that is arguable. Jettas or Nico, also arguable, my boy. I'd probably say Jettas by a hair, but I understand why someone would want to do it. Trade my Jeanty for Henry, of course, bro. You're not going to get that pulled off, though, unless it's Dynasty, and in Dynasty, I wouldn't do that. Someone wants to trade me AJB for my Keenan Allen. Honestly, Keenan Allen's probably better, but I think I might do that for trade value alone because you couple A.J. Brown with somebody and it looks better than coupling him with Keenan Allen. But I don't know. If you get stuck with them, I'm probably worth the risk, but trade Jeanty, Buka, and JMO for Garrett Wilson, Gibbs. I would take Garrett Wilson and Gibbs. Gibbs is that good. Would you trade BTJ and Ken Walker for JJ? Probably if I had the depth to do it. If not, then no. Because if Walker's my running back too, and now I'm hurting, I wouldn't do it. But if I could afford this, yes, I would do it. I would definitely trade AJB for Flowers. I'd rather have Flowers. I don't know what AJB is going to do this year, bro. And he looks hurt. I want to sell Pickens, JMO, and Judy. I already answered this one. I don't know what this fully meant, though. But I gave you the best advice I could on this one because I couldn't understand what you were saying. It got all jostled up. 10-team full PPR, lost Burrow, but I have Hampton, Hendy, Jamar, London, Tyler, Warren, Keenan Allen, Harvey, Devontae Smith, Worthy. Which QB should I try and trade for? Bo Nix, Dak Prescott are probably the two most attractive players to try and trade for. But honestly, it's going to come down to who has two quarterbacks because no one's going to just give you their quarterbacks. So you almost got to tell me what quarterbacks are available of the teams that have multiple that are hurting and need to do something with one of their backups. 1-1. Let's see here. PPR, IDP, May, Penix, Henry, JCM, Tootin, Judkins, Lamb, McBride, Fannin, Hunter moves. I'm probably trading Chubb on that game. I like Judkins, but I explore. You know, can I get into a Chase Brown using Judkins and Quentin Johnston? Can you use Quentin Johnston and Chubb right now to go get Mike Evans or BTJ? JCM and Chubb or JCM and Quentin Johnston for BTJ. Look into those. Chase Brown using Judkins and Quentin Johnston. Getting JJ using Garrett Wilson and JCM or Garrett Wilson and Chubb. Like things like that. But BTJ is one of the more attainable players right now, I would say. Definitely people are freaking out like crazy over him. One flex, Herbert, Tet. Should I make any moves with this team? Did I just do this one? Lad, no, it looks very similar. Look, Lad, Tet. Look, there's some good. I mean, I'd probably just keep this team right now, bro. You're 1-1. You're waiting on Harvey. Chubb and maybe Lad or Chubb and Tet to upgrade slightly, or you just keep Tet. But I'd probably try and move Lad and Chubb for just Mike Evans. You know, Mike Evans for Lad. I really like Mike Evans right now. I think Mike Evans is pretty safe. He looked really good tonight. Remember, Stingley was on him, and he still looked really good. Rest of season holder trade, Superflex 0-2. Hampton, try and get rid of him. I don't think you can. I just have to hold him. Unless you couple him with someone in it, just the right person. Go to the Walker owner, see if they want Sharps and Hampton for something. Go see what they have. Do they have receiver we were talking about, like BTJ? Do they have somebody like Mike Evans? Pickens is definitely somebody I'm probably holding if you can't sell him high. This team, unfortunately, I know you don't want to hear this, but this might be a team. You're 0-2. You have to trade a Monra. You have to trade him into 2 players. You have to go try and find a Chase Brown or a Kyron or an Achan or a Bucky with a wide receiver that is a big dog potential bounce back candidate. I know you don't want to hear it, but you have to do it. You're 0-2. You probably have to do it. Go see if Rice is available as well in some trade. Love Rashi Rice right now as a buy low, but some of you can't afford to wait on him. Your team that might not be able to wait on him, but if you make another move, you can. Would it be dumb to trade Devontae Smith for Hampton? No, because Devontae Smith isn't exactly in a good offense, bro. They threw 101 yards. So this isn't a crazy hold move. If you're not using Devontae Smith, I don't mind this one. But other than that, it's like, if you need Devontae Smith, don't trade him for Hampton. If you're not using either player, sure. But I don't even know if Hampton will ever get another shot. It's crazy. The draft capital is through the roof. Will they not give him another shot? I don't know. I only have Gibbs, Hendy, and Sampson. Trying to offer Diggs for Hampton. Yeah, try that. I'd definitely do that one. I don't know, though. It's so tough. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is bizarro world. Hey, I'm 0-2. Been trying to sell me. I have Chase Brown, Pacheco, Tracy. Running back's been selling me. Okay, well, Chase Brown and Krosky Merritt should serve you well this week. I got offered Hampton for Pacheco and Krosky Merritt. I'd rather have Krosky Merritt. Also got offers Myers for DJ Moore. Give up DJ Moore for Myers. I don't know. Myers isn't anything, bro. I'd trade for Harvey just to have another piece of firepower on the bench. Go make sure Scadaboo isn't on waivers. Krosky Merritt for let's see. I don't know. You aren't listening a lot of like a wide receiver like DJ Moore with Krosky Merritt to get Jeanty. I've seen people are trading Jeanty away like he's trash, and he might be, but I'm taking the gamble. I'm going to getting Hendy, not necessarily using Krosky. I think Krosky Merritt gained some value this week. But I do believe in Hendy. I still believe in Hendy. I would still go get Hendy if I'm you. I don't trade Chase Brown low. You're probably going to have to gamble on Krosky Merritt this week unless you're going and getting a player that's just safer, and I don't know that you are. Would I rather have Hendy over Krosky Merritt? Maybe, but Krosky Merritt's better now. We don't know when Hendy's getting a shot. 0-2 panic time need running back Mahomes, Jeanty, Hendy, Harvey. Sharps, Blue, Tootin. I think I already answered this one or one just like it. Nico, Buka. Look, this team is really good. I think I'm waiting on it. Nico, Buka, you're fine. Pearsall, Pickens. Pickens is great. He's my wide receiver 3. McBride, I still believe in. Would I trade McBride later and start fanning if I needed to go get a wide receiver? Maybe. Would I try and get BTJ on the cheap using Pearsall, Pickens, and Sharps and guys like that? But I Jeanty and Hendy, I don't know what to do there if I'm you, unless you're going and getting a buy low Chase Brown using Jeanty and you're throwing in like Pearsall, or you're trading Jeanty and Pickens and somebody's ambulance chasing this situation, and you can go get H.M. Bucky or potentially Chase Brown. Those are the only real running backs that make sense right now that you can actually go buy. Other running backs are just going to be too expensive to buy with those assets. You just can't do it right now. Dynasty team, 0.5, 0-2, Bo Nix, JJ, Pickens, Saquon, Harvey, Debo. You're 0-2. I hate to say this. I'm not saying to give up, but I'm probably trying to sell Barkley to a team that can give you some assets for the future. And that might include like a BTJ Hendy type of situation, a potential Jeanty situation. Go strike now while Saquon's got that win league value. I hate to tell you to pack it in, but I just don't know. if I would sit on Saquon when you have a chance to sell him to get these buy low assets that can help you. $20 hauler from Racing Boy. Racing Boy, I apologize for making you wait on that one.
Alert. Super chat alert.
My boy, 101 QBs, JD5 Prescott, Gibbs, Jeanty, JCM Harvey, wide receivers Lamb, BTJ Buka. I like what you have here. BTJ and Jeanty have kind of sold on me. Do I go get a running back to start over Jeanty? If you can get Chase Brown, I do like it. Chase Brown over Jeanty, if possible, using another asset like, I mean, Pitts are fanning, but that probably won't get it done. Look, JD5 Prescott, you're covered with JD5, the injury, if it does affect you. Prescott, Gibbs, and JCM even right now. I'm probably starting Jeanty next week. How could you not? You know, you could maybe put JCM in there. I'd understand. I mean, chat, would you start JCM over Jeanty next week? I'm just curious. I'm asking for a friend. I'd love to know what you guys think. Let's see what the chat thinks here. No, starting Jeanty, no. I think you're best to keep. This is such a good wide receiver room and group that you have, Racing Boy. The only thing I'm considering is trading like T-Mac or Rice right now with JCM or Jeanty to upgrade Jeanty into Achan, into Bucky. Try that. Try trading one of those wide receivers not named Buka, not named BTJ, not named Lamb. And I don't want to trade Rice if possible. So, look, T-Mac's great, but you don't necessarily need him, and he's a great trade piece right now. So, T-Mac and Jeanty for Bucky, T-Mac and Jeanty for Achan, T-Mac and JCM for Jeanty. Those all make sense. Very doable trades, I think, in that case. $20 hauler from Jared. Thank you, pal.
Super chat alert.
Jared, you're the man. Team Daniel Jones, T-Law, Penix, Purdy, ETN, Kyron Williams, Amon-Ra, London. It's a good squad. Bijan, jeez. Bijan, Buka. I mean, you got these out of order. So I'm reading this team, and it's like kind of jostled. You're 0-2. Try to package Smith and T-Mac for Jonathan Taylor and suggestions. Package Smith and T-Mac. You're not getting Jonathan Taylor using Smith and T-Mac. I mean, you're just not. That's not even like, there aren't even folk tales that will describe such a thing after 2 weeks of what JT's been doing. Might you trade ETN for JT and give up like a Devontae Smith or T-Mac? Maybe that doesn't even get it done, but there's no way someone's selling your JT right now on that. You're going to have to go after, if you even make any trades. Look, honestly, you got Bijan and ETN. You got London. You got Kraft. You got Buka. You got a good team. I keep saying it, but BTJ would be perfect for you. Chat, would you rather have T-Mac or would you rather... Danny, I'm getting to all the super chats as fast as I can. So you're just going to have to wait, Danny. I'll get to it in a second. I thank you for it, but I can't push it along any faster. I see you like a little bit down, I think. Just hang tight. What do you guys think on this one? T-Mac or BTJ? BTJ. Yeah. Your team's good, bro. If I'm making a weird move, it's T-Mac for BTJ. I'm not touching it. Your team should have, like someone just said in the chat, you shouldn't be 0-2, Jared. Hang tight on your squad. Getting Hendy, something like that. Buy low on Hendy right now. Devontae Smith and I don't know. One of the quarterbacks, Devontae. I mean, Kraft is also really good. I'm not trying to tell you to just trade Kraft away, but if you want to play with anything on the roster, use Kraft. Don't use any of the other assets that are strong, in my opinion. And I'm not saying to trade Kraft lightly. It's just you have Fannin. So if you were to try and get like Hendy or BTJ using Kraft, like you could do that. It would be acceptable because you have Fannin, and I still believe in Fannin. My bad if I missed the super chat, Smitty. Also 12 team. I did go over it laser, so yeah, I did tackle that. Appreciate you dropping that reminder there. Trade Dak, Lamb, Pollard for Buka, Neighbors, Hendy. Dak, Lamb, Pollard for Buka, Neighbors, Hendy. Give me Buka, Neighbors, and Hendy by a country mile, as long as your quarterback situation is at least Penix Jr. or higher. You know, and even then it's like, what can we figure out? Can you rank Knicks, Dak, Love, May? I'd probably go Knicks, Dak, Love, May in that exact order. But it's very close, Young. I mean, I could waver. The wind blows a certain way. I could read it off differently. What happened to Aaron Jones? He got injured, bro, and he's out for at least one game. But he's banged up, and it's Jordan Mason season. So we'll have to see what Aaron Jones ends up, how he ends up faring. But Aaron Jones will miss week 3 at least. And let me look the status up on Aaron Jones to see if there's anything new that derived here, Aaron Jones. And see if there's any other update that I missed while we're talking all these player fixes. Hold on. Aaron Jones. It's his hamstring, by the way. Unlikely for week number 3. He's an older player, so those soft tissue injuries are going to be brutal for him. Absolutely brutal. So fire up Jordan Mason. Hopefully you have him, Mike. If not, make sure you go check the waiver wire. Check to see if Scattaboo's out there. Troy Franklin or A.O. Manor better pickup rest of season. I think Franklin. He's on a better team, and he's got the rapport of his college quarterback, bro. Hey, Smitty, can you go back to my $14 super chat? I think you missed. Sorry, bro. Jared. Jared, I will look for your super chat. 1 second. I think I already handled it. You probably sent that, and you didn't know that I was just delayed on it. Jared, appreciate you. Team is Daniel Jones. I did cover this one. Yep. Okay, that was the one we were just talking about. Thank you. Guys, it takes a little while to get through all the super chats, so just understand I'm not missing it. It's just there's a lot of them. I'm trying my best to get through them all as quickly as I can. Some of these are very complicated questions that are like, here's my full team, here's my mother's maiden name, and here's my resume. Superflex 0.5, 0-2, JD5, Kyler, Jeanty, Sharps, Drake May, MHJ, Hunter, Waddle, Rice, Bowers, Fannin, Tootin. Need to make some moves ASAP. I don't know that there's a lot of trade power here, my guy. I don't know that you can make any moves. I know you didn't want to hear that, but like, what are you going to do? You're going to have to trade Bowers. And you got to sell them at full price, not a discount. There's no other. These players are not really. Because you have Fannin, you can make this move, but that's the only play. And you're going after like Achan. You're going after Bucky. You're going after. You already have Jeanty. You're going after JJ, who people are freaking out about. You're going after BTJ and a running back on top of that. And it has to be a very good running back that we just feel is undervalued. Your only move is to trade Bowers. That's it. And, go to you're going to have to come back with, because I don't know what the person has on their team for 2-for-1s. But I'm going after Achan. I'm going after Bucky. I'm going after Chase Brown. Maybe Chase Brown's the best target. Who's the Chase Brown person have at wide receiver? Do they have a BTJ? Can you throw back a Waddle to make that work? That is your only shot right now, is trading Bowers. BTJ or Puka in Dynasty. Right now, Puka. It is what it is. Drop one, Harvey, Tootin, or Sharps. You can't drop one of those. Taggart, I can't even come up with an answer for this. Like, Sharps is climbing, and then he's not. One moment. 1 week to the next. But Sharps is, even if we ignore that weeks 1 and 2 ever happened, and we go back into the, okay, Sharps is a handcuff, but if something happens to Walker or they trade him to the sky's the limit. Sharps still holds all that same value. Tootin just climbed into the 2 role, looks fantastic, just scored. Harvey's the furthest thing away from the lineup right now of these 3 guys. So, but I'm not going to tell you to drop Harvey. I'm going to tell you to drop your kicker and buy yourself some time. There's no way I'm advising you to drop Harvey, but if you want me to answer, Harvey's the furthest away from the lineup, but that doesn't mean it won't change. Hendy owner said he would take MHJ 1 for 1. I would take Hendy. I would take the gamble on Hendy. It is worth it. Trade DK and Jordan Mason for who? BTJ. Jeanty. Egbuka was down 79.78 to 130 and had Ladd, Bucky, Evans, Egbuka on Monday night to come back 131 to 130. Damn, Rock Out. I'm glad to hear you got the win. Rock Out to the moon on that comeback. Woo! Woo!
Mashed potatoes!
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Blanco says trade Jeanty for... Oh, come on, bro. Ridiculous. 0-2, Puka, Benson, Kittle for Ladd, Chase Brown, and Kraft. Trade Puka, Benson, Kittle for Ladd, Chase Brown, and Kraft. Give me Puka. Simon, appreciate you. QB, Josh Allen, Kyron, Hendy, Chubb, Chase, Wilson, Tet. 2-0, but what to do with Chase? I mean, unless you're trading him for like... I don't even know what I would trade him for, man, unless it's Lamb or JJ. And then if it's JJ, you're going to try and get more just because you need to try. And I don't know. I mean, you could go down to a Puka or a BTJ and try and get more, but will someone even want to do that? Right now, after 2 weeks of football, I would say hold right now. I would say hold. The only move to make, I'm not selling any of these guys low, would be like Tet and Hendy for a slight upgrade at running back. A Chase Brown, a Tet and Kyron for Chase Brown. If you wanted to even get out of if you think the Kyron game is risky right now, and there's a chance that Kyron and Chase Brown are equal, so you're giving up a Tet for nothing. I think you'll probably wait, Simon, and, try and buy low on Evans or BTJ just from a very low level perspective, Oh, or my Josh Connor Pitts for Baker, BTJ McBride. Josh Allen Connor Pitts for Baker, BT McBride. I'd rather have Baker, BT McBride over Josh Allen Connor Pitts. Yeah. Danny, it's unfortunate to lose Josh Allen, though. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. I asked a question before, thoughts on Samson, Tracy, or even Pacheco for Hendy. I would trade all of them for Hendy. I would. I'd take the gamble. Samson, Tracy, or even Pacheco. I'd trade all 3 of them for Hendy. 100%. Definitely. Smitty traded Sampson and Judkins for Harvey last week. Good trade. As of right now, no, because Judkins is on his way up and Harvey's not. He's stagnant. But could it work out at the end of the day? Absolutely, Greg. Keep the faith. Do not undo the good work you may have done. Wait on it and see. Hopefully it works out and comes to fruition. But right now, Judkins is climbing in value. So I can't call it a W yet. What wide receivers can I get for Devonta Smith, Connor, Tucker Kraft, BTJ, Mike Evans? Roster and trying to consolidate. Yes, those are 2 of my favorite go-get players right now. Zay Flowers, not necessarily for 2, but to try and buy them low. My wide receivers are CD, BTJ, Buka, Dunze. Running backs are Pollard, Etienne, Walker. On the BTJ, Ken Walker for JJ trade. I think I take the chance on JJ in that situation. Rock Out, thank you again for the super chat, my boy. Trade Tet for Nico. I take Nico in a heartbeat, bro. For sure. Ben, $20 hauler, appreciate you.
alert. Super chat alert.
Ross, appreciate your $20 hauler, and 1 million, appreciate your $20 hauler. I'm sorry, guys, if I let these linger at all, these $20 haulers by all three of you. I don't know if they came in actually just recently or if I left a couple of them up for a few minutes. I'm sorry. I was trying to roll through those and I didn't see them. So $20 hauler for all three of you.
Alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you very much. 1 million, 1-1, 1 QB redraft, 10-man full PPR starters are Hurts, Bijan, Bucky, Ladd, Egbuka, Garrett Wilson. I still like this team. When I read it, I'm not concerned. Judkins, Tet, McMillan. Trade ideas. It's using Judkins and Tet right now to go get somebody that shouldn't be cheap that is. And I don't think you need to give up both of them necessarily. You could give up one for BTJ, either one. And then if you're doing both of them together, I do think you can go get something like a JJ that you shouldn't get. I believe there is that world. That world exists. Getting a Chase Brown right now using both, that world shouldn't exist, but it does. Those are probably the top buy lows. I don't know that you're getting anything else other than that, so I would explore doing the one for BTJ. I think it's worth the gamble, honestly. Thank you, 1 million, for the super chat. Thank you, Ross, for the super chat. Thank you, Ben, for the super chat. $20 hauler here, 1-for-1, 2 flex. Really think I need to trade for depth. My QB is Herbert, Bijan, Chase Brown, Ladd, Evans, Pearsall, Evans again, Garrett Wilson. Bijan, Pearsall for Henry and Zay Flowers and ETN. I would probably take Henry, Zay Flowers, and no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't know. I love Henry, but Bijan's just the guy, bro. And Pearsall is close enough to say, like, what are we doing? I love ETN. I love Zay. I think those are really good additions. Chad, am I wrong? We keep Bijan here, right? I think if you trade Bijan, you're going and getting CeeDee Lamb and Chase Brown. You know what I mean? Achan and JJ doubted. Like, that's what I'm getting rid of Bijan for. I like Henry. Henry did drop a dud. I know that we're probably not panicking on that, but at the same time, Bijan's tearing it up and Henry just didn't. And while I like ETN, there is a world where that doesn't last all year. Do I like Zay Flowers? He's inconsistent. So give me Bijan, Pearsall. Maybe you're trading Pearsall and something else to upgrade somewhere. And I know you got Chase Brown already, but my point was just the value, the type of package you're looking for. Pearsall, I don't know if anybody's even trading for Pearsall after this week, but they might next week, you know, if he has a good game. I think you're holding strong for now. This team, you got Chase Brown, you got Bijan, you got Herbert. Ladd, I think, bounces back. Evans, I like bouncing back. Garrett Wilson, I like bouncing back. For right now, you're a hold, bro. You're a hold unless somebody's going to come along and offer you the world, and that's not the world. Keep Bijan. The chat agrees. The chat is saying Bijan. Bijan, not even a consideration. Bijan, definitely keeping Bijan. Straight down the board. It's all Bijan. All Bijan all day. Ben, appreciate your $20 hauler. Yo, Smitty, 101. Almost got the W if Bucky had the last TD. I'm sorry about that, pal. Any changes? 10-team league. JD5, Lamb, Debo, Egbuka, Bucky, Hendy, Tyler, Warren, Harvey. Benches, Benson, Fannin, Tesla. Not much on the bench to move. Tyler, Warren, I don't want to trade unless I have to. Fannin's a nice play there just in case, but I think Fannin's a good trade piece anyway. I don't think I'm moving anything, though, to be honest. I wait on Hendy in this situation. You got Harvey and Hendy. One of them is going to step up for you. And Hendy might step up this week. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Would I explore a Jeanty move if I'm trading like Tyler Warren for Jeanty? Sure. And then you put Fannin in. But, I mean, this is a tough team to move much. And I think I'm more apt to stand down. You're 1-1. You barely lost, like you just said. You're almost a 2-0 team. I'm holding on this strong. I believe in your running back stable. I believe in Bucky and Hendy at the end of the day. I believe that Benson might even step up and be that guy for you. Make sure Scat isn't out there on waivers. Scat would be a fantastic pickup. Tootin would be a fantastic pickup. I'm holding strong with that squad. I believe in it, bro. I think it's a really solid team. $10 hauler here from Arthur. 2-0, 10-man, PPR, 2 flex, QB, Josh Allen, running back, CMC, Henry, Judkins, Brian Robinson, Mason, DK, JSN, Hunter, Debo, Rice. With Rice waiting in the wings, you're just waiting. You're waiting. This team is good enough. I think I don't touch it unless, you just sit there. This is a team that's uniquely built to win right now, and it's got protections in place with Judkins at running back. It's got Mason. You've got Rice waiting in the wings. Debo, JSN, DK's plenty good right now. Unless I'm moving like Judkins and DK, you could go get BTJ using Judkins or DK, one or the other. I don't think you even need to throw both in. Your team looks fantastic, bro. Keep rocking with that. You're 2-0 for a reason. Let's go, Smitty. Opponents back-to-back. You killed opponents back-to-back. Arthur, nice job. What a squad, Arthur. What a squad. BTJ and Connor for JT. I would take JT. Yes. Should I trade Hendy and Hampton for JCM and Buka? I would take JCM and Buka and I'd run. Buka's balling out, bro. And Antonio, do we got a shot? 1-on-1, JD5, Gibbs, HN. Of course you do with those. Devontae Adams was fire this week. And Devontae Adams is shut down in week 1. But the same coverage that he got in week 1 that shut him down didn't shut down Evans necessarily. Stingley was on both of them. So Adams is in for a solid year, I think, as long as he stays healthy. Harvey lost my week 1 for me, switched it to Myers, and my flex also a fan. And I think you're waiting on this team. There's not much to move. I'm not moving the running backs, waiting on JD5. Hopefully he's good to go. Make sure you back him up and hit that waiver wire for a solid backup in case JD5 doesn't play. Laporta, we'll see how he is. He got banged up, but he ended up, I think, being all right. Harvey hopefully climbs up into that spot for you. There's not much to really trade for you unless you're trading like Harvey and DJ Moore for BTJ, Harvey and DJ Moore for Mike Evans. Those would be good players to go get, but that's a solid squad. I like your team. 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 85, Bucky, Bijan, Puka, JSN. What do you need help with? Is it 2-0 team? Yep, 2-0. I knew it was 2-0 just by looking at it. Hunter, Hendy. Lots of value on the bench. Keep Rome rest of season. Not necessarily. I mean, I'd trade Rome for BTJ. We've been talking about that. So I would take that gamble if I'm you. Throw a BTJ into the lineup. I like it. Rome's good. I like Rome. Rome's solid. I can't blame anybody that wants to keep Rome over BTJ. But I also think there's a strong argument that we're 2 weeks into playing ball. So that's a great team. Great team. Caught up on the supers. Thank you all for waiting patiently while I work through those. I'll be honest, it's a rough week, but not just because of any particular player, but just because it's, you deal with this kind of up and down in week 1, 2, 3. Quite frankly, we've seen it last 6 weeks before. Rome's had 2 double-digit weeks in a row. We know that, Nick. But you're still talking about, as you're throwing up your 4 quadruple laughing emojis, you're still talking about the 4th wide receiver from last year. And, dealing with the wrist injury, truly a player that I think can thrive and bounce back and win leagues. I still like Rome, but he's a good spot. I've talked about Rome, bro. You can't sit here and act like we haven't talked positively about Rome Odunze. I still like Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze is going to continue to linger in a very safe space because his team will always be throwing in the 3rd and 4th quarter. And so he'll continue to get looks. Rome is not somebody to overlook. So I don't know what you're thinking that I'm thinking of Rome. I love Rome, but he's still a good potential player. Someone says, do we keep him? Yeah, you definitely keep Rome unless someone's overpaying. Chill, get Hendy and Jeanty everywhere on the cheap, says Evan. I agree for the most part. Dynasty, my Saquon for Rome and Ladd. In Dynasty, Chat, vote on that. In Dynasty, get rid of Saquon for Roman Ladd. I mean, there's still a world where Saquon does play well for one more year after this year. It's certainly possible. So Roman Ladd, I don't know. I don't know what Ladd has in terms of Dynasty value right now. I don't know that it's much. I think Rome's got good value. So answer that one in the chat, guys. Dynasty, Saquon, Rome, Ladd. Which side would you rather have? Very curious to know what you guys would do. I think that if you're in win now mode, so Oscar's 0-2, he can't win, you maybe do it. Shane says it's incredible to see so many people see you nail players year in and year out and make calls literally no one else did. And when a player or two have a rough start, they act like you suck. Shaking my head, says Shane. Thank you for saying that, Shane. I appreciate your support, my boy. Henry, 14 team, Caleb, Kamara, Dobbins, Scat, Harvey, London, BTJ. 1-1, lost by 1 in week 1. I'm sorry to hear that. This is a good team. I don't like Caleb, but this is a good team. Kamara, Dobbins, Scat, Harvey. There's obviously some weaknesses there at running back that Scat might help try and solve. Kamara, I'm still worried about breaking down by double-digit weeks, but he could ball out through 10 weeks of play. The other people don't listen as well. Like, people are like, your Kamara take. My Kamara take has never changed. My Kamara take is the same that it's been. I think about week 10, he pulls a Mixon from last year. So when someone says, oh, he's doing great, your Kamara take, you're not listening to a word I'm saying. I think Kamara can ball out for 10 weeks. I'd get rid of him before the 10th week, though, just to be safe. But this could carry you for a while. Scat could be okay. London, BTJ, I don't hate this team. I don't know that you're really in a position, it's a 14-teamer too. I don't know if you're in a real position to sell anybody because your biggest players are London and BTJ, and they're not sellable right now. So, Henry, you're going to have to wait it out. And the fact that you almost won, I think your team looks pretty solid. Henry, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's go to the phone lines real briefly.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Probably not staying too much longer. I've got a long night ahead of me with creating a video for tomorrow as well. So it's kind of nonstop for your boy. And I got to pace myself to make it through tomorrow. So trade Walker for Hampton? No. Not right now, man. You just can't. You have to be careful with this. Travis, you're live, and then I'll go over to the other caller. Travis, hit me with it.
Hey, so with AJB, I don't know if you've answered this already, but would you trade him for Odunze right now?
I'd rather have Odunze. As I said, in the guy that was trying to a little bit rip on my Odunze take, I like Odunze. I'm telling people to trade Odunze, hold Odunze. The question just becomes Odunze versus who. So for me, I'd rather have BTJ and take the gamble on the number 4 wide receiver from last year that I still believe is a out of this world talent over Odunze in a situation I also don't like, but the situation is kind of uniquely catered toward Odunze just being there in the third and fourth quarter, Anquan Bolden style, Anquan Bolden's rookie year, just getting force-fed. So BTJ I like over Odunze, but Odunze over, who was the player you said?
AJB.
Yeah, AJB. I don't know that AJB will ever do anything. So AJB, absolutely no. Odunze all day long. AJB, his quarterback threw for what? Wasn't it 101 yards?
Yeah, something awful.
Trade Jalen Hurts in Dynasty while you still can. While you still can.
Yep.
This man's going to drop in fantasy value as quick as Hampton did tonight. At some point. It might happen in the offseason. You hear me what I'm saying in Dynasty. Because the moment they get rid of the tush push, and you know it's happening. It's happening. The commissioner doesn't want it. And what the commissioner doesn't want, the commissioner, what he wants, he gets. Arthur said, shocked you only have 36,000 subs. Thank you. We're growing fast, my boy. We're almost at 36,100. We're gaining a couple hundred a day, it seems right now, or at least 100 to 150 a day. So subscribe if you're new. We've got 1,000 people on YouTube watching right now. Jalen Hurts is going to tank in Dynasty value. Just tank. It's going to happen like that. That tush push gets removed as an option for him. They're certainly going to remove a part of it more so than all of it, right? There's going to be, how do they work around it? Sirianni's going to be in the lab trying to figure out, okay, what are the confines of the new rules? Okay, let's try the alternate tush push. The tush push part 2. The tush push 2.0. Like they'll rename it. There's going to be somebody that's going to rename it. It's going to catch on. It's going to be the tush push alternate. You know, the side tush push, the mini tush push, the Walmart version, the tush push light. Whatever it's going to be, it's still going to be somewhat effective, but it's going to put him even in more potential injury risk, whichever version is allowed. And no matter what, it dials back his touchdown significantly. And this man threw for 101 yards. I just, so AJ, my point is, the reason I'm even talking about this is AJB's injured right now. In week 1, he was running decoy routes, very clear as day, running at 80% the whole time. He wasn't even trying. And I thought that he was going to complain, but it was more about, I think they were just keeping it under wraps. But AJB...
Yeah, he wasn't winning routes or anything.
Knee issues, soft tissue issues. Offense is not good at passing the football. I want nothing to do with AJB.
I missed what you answered on the super chat. Did you say AJB or Flowers?
Flowers.
Okay. And obviously Mike Evans over AJB then.
Yep. Anything can happen.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's early.
What about MHJ?
Over who?
AJB.
Freaking Kyler.
No, and then
I don't know.
did you see what the coach said today too? It wasn't like.
Yeah, he said something similar yet last year too.
He said, never look at targets. Is what has to happen. The ball's going to go where it's going to go.
He did say
that. I know we need to touch the football for our offense to be at its free.
Yeah, he did say that.
Right.
Sam, thank you for the super chat, Sam. Appreciate you. It's blank, but I appreciate you. I don't know. I'd probably rather have MHJ over AJB, but that could change. I mean, I just don't know how you do anything when your quarterback throws for 100 yards. How are you supposed to do anything? They're just going to run the ball.
Yeah.
You know, it limits Saquon, too, at times. I'm not saying Saquon can't have that game.
With Hampton, you're taking charge over Hampton right now.
Yep. I am. Taking Harvey over Hampton. Taking Hendy, obviously, over Hampton. It's crazy. You know, it's so frustrating because there are several players in the league right now that, like, this is going to be something we have to look at in the offseason with some sort of confidence scale and some way to break it down. But you have players like MHJ, Hampton, you know, right now, Hendy, but I don't think it'll last with Hendy. He's literally their number one player. You know, I don't see how it's going to last, but you have this grip of players that the external factors are, and it's hard to know those until the whistle blows, though. It's not like we knew what New England was going to do with Hendy. They were using the hell out of him in the preseason. You know, and Hampton, even coming out of week 1, Harbaugh was just giddy over him. So it's not like this is all that easy to see. MHJ, admittedly, you know, and look, in week 1 he scored, so we still don't fully know. 2 weeks of play. But there are some frustrating things going on in the league where it's like they're not using this guy. They're not using this guy. They're not using this guy. I mean, it's crazy to me. It's almost like there's more players than ever in the league right now that are just not getting used. Smitty, Sam dropped his... Okay. Thank you for telling me on Sam. It just seems like there's an enormous amount of players that the talent's just sitting there and we're helpless. We've never been this helpless with certain talent levels not being utilized. And Jeanty and Ladd, it's so much talent sitting on benches or not being used in the offenses. I mean, like Bowers, Jeanty, Ladd, Hampton, Hendy, Harvey. We're not wrong about the talent, but the situation's killing us in some of these respects. And not everything. I mean, again, this channel is not all about those guys. It frustrates me when I do. Look, I'm not trying to complain. I love my job. I would not want to do anything else. I'm very grateful for what I do. And I'm a big boy. I can take care of myself when things aren't going well with certain predictions. But we're crushing other things. And it does get annoying and frustrating at times to have things like the HHH and Associates, which I know you guys love stuff like that. We put it together. We hype it. It's a group of sleepers. It's not a group of players that are getting drafted in the first round. You know, it's not like we're touting first round players and missing on them. Bijan was my 1.1. How many channels were telling you to go Bijan 1.1? Not very many. It was all Jamar Chase. So let's not pretend we aren't smashing some stuff. But it is frustrating sometimes when everybody tries to hold the success of the channel on a few of these amazingly fun hype situations that we're still 2 weeks in. The HHH and Associates could ball out, maybe minus Hampton, you know, from week 5, week 6 on. But the whole entire channel doesn't hinge upon just that board. You know, Egbuka's doing fairly well from that group. Almost so well that he's carrying the whole board. But, you know, it is frustrating for people to assume that everything falls upon that. What about Bucky? What about Achan? What about BTJ? What about Bijan? What about, I mean, there's a lot of players that are balling out, but yeah, this is crazy to me. The amount of talent being wasted and some of it, most of it falling into our sleeper category right now. Sam says May, Gibbs, Hendy, JSN, Rome, Bowers, T-Mac, 12 team, 2-0. What can I do? I mean, honestly, this team is pretty solid and it's not built for much movement. I would say with JSN, you're holding. Hendy, I'm not selling low. Rome, I like Rome. I told you I like BTJ over T-Mac or Rome maybe in a situation like this, but I don't know that it's a guarantee. So you're 2-0. The safe play probably is T-Mac and Rome right now, and you ride that out. That's the safe move. You want a high risk, high reward proposition. You want to trade while you're 2-0. That's you wanting to maybe take a risk. BTJ is a great risk to take. But past that, I really don't see that there's a lot of reason to move anything unless you've got a good bench. You haven't showed me your bench. If you've got a good bench piece that's sitting there and you can move T-Mac and Rome to go get a doubted JJ, then of course I'm doing that. So, you know, or T-Mac and Hendy, or you put Hendy aside, T-Mac and Rome to a Chase Brown owner that wants to get rid of Chase Brown. Like something like that. Mute yourself, caller. I'll be right with you, but please hit mute. Something like that is entertaining, Sam. Appreciate your super chat. Travis, anything else? I do got to roll through all this. And
I'll let you go through the calls first. When you come back,
okay.
I just sent a picture of my team to your IG. If you could just look at that team and tell me if you have any suggestions. But go through the other calls first. I'll wait.
All right. Hold on one second. Let me just get these super chats out real quick. They're short. AJB for Ladd. I'd rather have. Man, I don't know on that one. I'd probably rather have Ladd. I don't trust AJB, and I don't trust. Thank you, Sam, again for that $10 hauler attached to that message. Trade Hubbard on the high for Breece Hall. I'd take Breece Hall. What did Hubbard have this week? What was his final line?
He was good again. He had, I got him on the team, 10 for 38, rushing, 5 for 39 receiving, 6 targets and a touchdown. So
I don't know. Maybe I think would you take Brees Hall or would you take? Would you rather have Brees Hall or Hubbard? In chat, vote on that one. Maybe Hubbard is safer. I don't know.
Hubbard's safer.
That's tough. I really like Brees Hall still. It really was Fields. It was the concussion.
I think I'd still do Brees Hall. But Hubbard's just that safe, high RB2.
Yeah. I don't. Beacons it's a close call. Hubbard's probably you want safety, go Hubbard. It's a close call, bro. Paul, appreciate your super chat. Do you think a lot of the hype for rookies happened because of the college football game that came out? No. I mean, we're not hyping things off of the college game. We're hyping them off the talent. But honestly, it's wild. I think that this is some of these landing spots were, in hindsight, some of the worst landing spots for at least initially being believed in. I don't know that it's going to necessarily not work out, but it is kind of crazy that these coaches took gambles at high draft capital positions and they don't use the players. It's insane. It's insane. May, Gibbs, Hendy, JSN, Rome, Bowers. Oh, Sam already. I think I'm. Yeah. Thank you for this one. It's the same question, right? Rome, Bowers, Gibbs, Hendy. Yeah. Bowers is a movable piece for you if you want to get crazy. A Chase Brown and something like, if someone's willing to give a BTJ for free, I'm taking BTJ and a player for a Bowers like that, but it had to be the right combination. But I want 2 players. Can we go over Judkin's potential? Because I think he's being slept on. He's not being slept on, my boy. It's been a tough road for him, and people have not been able to wait. He's on atop the waiver board as the top pickup of the week next to Bill, if Bill for some reason is there. He had one huge run. There was a lot of other plays that weren't big time, but he did get most of his rip on the one run. And there's a lot of upside. He could be a running back 2 league winner. So I don't think anybody's sleeping on him. I just think that you're talking about people they're impatient. They can't wait. They didn't necessarily know what was going to happen. The league was still looking into the situation. There was still some risk that the league could suspend him. And the league was, even after his situation was he was out of the woods, he wasn't with the NFL. So it's understandable that people were scared to go near him at a high cost of entry, and people started to draft him higher and higher. But look, he's on waivers in a ton of leagues. And walking into tonight's waiver claims, make sure you put a claim in because he has high-end running back 2 potential. Dylan Sampson's still there, but there's a lot of upside and intrigue. I don't think anybody's sleeping on him. I think he's got a lot of upside. I think a lot of people know that. I think people will be clamoring to get him and racing to waiver wires. And in leagues where you already own him, you've got a nice running back 2 asset that is going to be more valuable than Hendy, more valuable than Hampton, more valuable than Harvey. It is what it is right now. That could change. Hendy could be more valuable. Hey, Smitty, went 1 for 1 and a couple injuries and analyzing my options. Standard PPR, Burrow, Purdy, JCM, Jeanty, RJ Harvey, Sharps, Ladd, Jamison Williams, Hunter, Waddle, Loveland, and Bowers. Jones on waivers. Okay. I don't know, bro, what you're going to do here. Both your quarterbacks are injured. It looks like you do got Love. Oh, no, you can pick up Love. You better grab Love. You better do that live. You're going to need him. That's a pretty solid full load drop. Considering the situation. Now, as far as your team goes, I don't know. You don't have, I'll be honest, man. I don't know. This is pretty rough. The wide receiver room is kind of rough. Ladd, J-Mo's nice, but Hunter, Waddle, you're kind of waiting on that. There's no sell high opportunities here. Jeanty, RJ Harvey, Sharps, JCM, there's no sell high opportunities. You better do a full load drop on Love and hope that everybody starts to get into gear, because it's possible this team does rebound. It's certainly got talented players on it, but they're all playing. This is like a collection of maybe some of the wrong players at the wrong time. Probably one of the worst collections of them that I've seen in a while. It doesn't mean they're bad talents. It's just unlucky combination of everybody at once. I would probably say you're just waiting. There's nothing here to do but wait. There's no sell high opportunity unless you sell Bowers, which I'm open to. Like you get a Chase Brown and a BTJ from somebody, and then you're giving them Bowers and let's say a Waddle, or yeah, I mean something like that. I don't know what else to tell you other than Bowers. I would look to sell to the BTJ owner if they're willing to give you a running back. I would sell Bowers to the JJ owner potentially. I would look to something like that. Other than that, there's nothing to move. I wish I could give you a better idea of what to do, but no one's buying anybody but Bowers. And even selling Bowers right now is really hard because he's injured. He was kind of hobbled at the end of the game. His offense is stagnant. You don't even know if he's going to get the ball the same way this year. It's pathetic. Pathetic that this Raiders team is running this amazing. There's a lot of amazing talent on this roster. What about like a Dobbins, Tootin, Najee, or Chubb while I bench Jeanty till he gets going? Nah, I'm not benching Jeanty for any of that. Racing boy, I understand your concern. Last super chat, then over to the phone line, and then I got to get out of here. Got offered K9 Sharps and Dobbins Jennings for my Saquon. No. I like K9, but no, that's not enough. What, is this Dynasty? Is this the Dynasty question? This might be the Dynasty guy. Make sure you put Dynasty in here because I might not remember the next time you send a super chat what we're talking about. He has Rice. And, overpay. Oh, does it say Dynasty? Oh, okay. 0-2. I'm sorry. My fault. 0-2. I see so many words sometimes they all smash together. 0-2 Dynasty. Got offered K9 Sharps, Dobbins. Not enough. Not enough. I first of all, I like K9, but he's not some sort of Dynasty gem right now. I don't know. We don't know what his future holds, but it's looking better this week than it did after week 1. Charbonnet, we like. I mean, the combination's nice, but it's not what I want. I want something else. Especially these doubted rookie running backs, bro. I'm going after Hendy and something. I'm going after, like you could get a Hunter and Hendy together right now for Saquon. Not saying the owner that has one owns the other, but I'm trying to give you like an example. BTJ, go get BTJ right now using Saquon. It's definitely worth the gamble. Should I counter with K9 Sharps and JSN for Saquon? Absolutely. I'd take that in a heartbeat. JSN, I mean, I almost take JSN straight up for Saquon in a dynasty. But I don't know. I don't know that you're going to pull that off. But try to get that combo there. That would be fantastic. Even if he kept Walker and you got Sharps and JSN, it would be worth it. Because Sharps is young, and I'm fine with that. All right. Let me go to the phone line real quickly. 831, you're live as quickly as you can. I can't do a full team breakdown, but summarize what you got. Let's roll. You're live.
Well, I just got a few quick questions. So I have Chase, right? I'm seeing if I should. What do you think of Chase and Hubbard for Saquon and Nico?
Jamar Chase and Hubbard for Saquon and Nico? Yes.
Yeah.
I would
and
take.
Also, are you buying low on Chase Brown or is it too risky?
Yes. Yeah, but depends what buy low means.
How about like Devontae Smith and like Charbonnet for Chase Brown? That's too low, right? They're not taking that.
They're probably not taking that, but you could try. I mean, you don't know, bro. It's really hard to say what someone's gonna value Chase Brown at. I've seen Chase Brown go for trash right now, bro.
Yeah, people are
and you
worried.
think Chuba Hubbard? You think that's a sell high, or you think he's gonna keep it up like the rest of the season?
I mean, he'll probably keep it up. I think he'll probably. I mean, he got 30. Travis said 30 and like 30 roughly, and then a TD, and then obviously the PPR points. Like, I think this is what he can do. Like, even when in a bad game, he has a strong shot at a touchdown. And then the targets are there. He's getting 5 or 6 receptions, and this ends up not being a bad game. Like, it feels like it's a bad game. He's only getting 30 yards, but in PPR, it's different. If it was non-PPR, he'd be a little less valuable. And half PPR, he's still pretty valuable. But Chuba is very underrated. They gave him a new contract. I think he's very well embedded into that team's fabric. I'm fine with Chuba. I'm not selling him low or anything. But would I rather have Chase Brown over Chuba? Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right, thank you.
All right, later, bro. Appreciate you. All right, 224, you're live, and then back over to Travis, and then I'm out of here.
Hey, Smitty. I wanted to say congrats on 36K.
Thank you, pal. Appreciate you.
And then I want to say I'm buying Jeanty. He just seems like a great buy low candidate right now. I don't know if it's because I don't have any stock in him or both my running backs lost their QBs. I just want to know if it's a good idea to go for him or stay down.
It depends what you're giving up. I mean, he's a buy low, so I love buying low. If you're buying at his draft value, hell no, because you don't need to. So what are you thinking? Buy low for what? What are you doing? Skippy, I do take BTJ over Hill, yes.
So, I mean, the running backs I don't know if they want to, like, they don't have any stock in it, so they might want to trade for it too. But I got Brees and Chase Brown, or in the wide receiver, say it again?
That's redraft or dynasty?
Redraft.
I'm not trading Chase Brown for Jeanty.
And then I have stronger wide receivers, though. I got, like, I'm not trading BTJ, but I got Garrett Wilson, Ladd, and then Travis Hunter on the bench.
I'd trade Ladd and Hunter for Jeanty, or Ladd or Hunter, but both of them if I needed to. But, like, your receivers are strong enough to do that, but I'm not trading Chase Brown. Brees Hall's even hard to trade for.
I have Evan Ingram and Harold Fannin, and they just lost George Kittle.
Well, I mean, you could try. I mean, but I'm certainly not going to give up Chase Brown, and I don't know that I'd give up Brees Hall for Jeanty right now.
Offer Ladd and tight end for Jeanty.
Yeah, Ladd and either tight end. Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, Ladd and Ingram.
I don't know that they'll do it.
You think they'll go there?
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah. Ladd.
Right, that's all you had.
All right, later, bro. Yeah,
Thanks,
that's a tough one. All right, Travis, final question?
If you have a second, just scan that team I sent you real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you would do if you had that team.
Okay, do you want me to say this out loud? Is this something to share or no?
Hey, no, you can if you want.
Okay,
however you want to do it.
Burrow. Go back over. BTJ, AJB, JCM, JMO, Tyler Warren, Jeanty. I mean, it looks so good on paper. And Hubbard, damn. Is there all in your lineup?
Yeah, and I had Hubbard and Jeanty in the flex just because they played the late games.
You got Hunter on the bench. Okay, so that's a good
Penix
team.
will be my quarterback.
Excuse me. So Penix is the QB. So Burrow right now injured. I mean, the only thing I'm looking to do at all with this squad really is just trying to get out of AJB, bro. It's the only thing. Okay. I know you're trying to do that. Maybe this requires you coupling a very well-playing Hunter with AJB, and that gives somebody the idea that, okay, maybe I will take a game. Because like I said, you do a 2-for-1. You do a 1-for-1, everybody looks at the negatives because everything is on AJB's plate. It's on his shoulders. You're trading him. Nobody wants AJB. But you trade AJB and Hubbard. Now you go try and get one player. What running back is available for that, though? Like Achan, Bucky.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's not a lot right now. All those running backs that were right there are now not worth that right now. You know,
I almost have to go for a wide receiver, right? Unless I'm going to count on Hunter as my wide receiver, BTJ and Hunter together.
So Lamb, AJB and Hubbard for Lamb, AJB and Hubbard for JJ, AJB and Hubbard for Puka, AJB and Hubbard for St. Brown. What? You're breaking up.
He's got. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So this one team has Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Evo, Odunze. You got Jacobs, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I
go for one of those receivers.
Going for Lamb, JJ, Puka, St. Brown. I don't know that I'm doing much else. You know, what I maybe do, let's say you keep Hubbard and you just do JCM and AJB for potentially a slightly lower, but like what is it? It's not Debo, none of those guys. This is redraft?
Yeah, it's redraft.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
would you rather have AJB or Sutton right now? Either bad.
I don't know that I love either of them.
Yeah.
I don't know that I love either of them.
Maybe I'll go after Mike Evans.
Yeah, I like that idea. I really like Mike Evans right now. You already have BTJ. AJB for Mike Evans straight up, and if not, I'm throwing something else not on this list at him, like Fannin. Maybe they need a wide receiver. Kyle Pitts, maybe they need a wide receiver. Sampson, maybe they like that he's catching touchdowns. I mean, I don't know. AJB and Penix to go get Mahomes. You know, maybe the Mahomes owner has another quarterback. Maybe the that's tough.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even done it this way, but I saw AJB falling, and I don't have him on any teams, and I got him in the fourth round.
Oh, this isn't
so
JMO.
like, well,
this is Javonte.
Yeah, Javonte. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you could try. You could try and trade AJB and Javonte for. What about Chase Brown? Well, you want a receiver. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's tough.
That's kind of what I have to get into as a receiver. So.
I mean, Javonte and AJB might get you a Lamb or a JJ. I'd try it. Puka is St. Brown. Lamb, JJ.
I could try it from Lamb.
I think,
like I said, he's got a bunch of receivers. So.
Yeah, try that.
All right, cool.
All right.
Appreciate it, Smitty.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate your work. All your help. Appreciate you, Travis. Guys, thank you so much for all the super chat support. You guys rock. Thank you for the gifted memberships. The gifted memberships from Bendu earlier. Thank you so much, my boy Bendu, for dropping that. Bendu to the moon. Thank you so much for the super chats. Celebratory messages. I think we had a couple here. One from Ben. Ben said BTJ, trade BTJ, Jeanty, Mason for JJ, Bucky, Pittman. I think I answered this one. JJ, Bucky, Pittman. Yes, JJ, Bucky, Pittman. I like that. And then this one here, worried about London going forward a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but I'm still buying low if that makes you feel any confidence at all. But I'm trying to buy a lot cheaper than he was, once going. But, I mean, I still like him. All right, guys, appreciate you all. Those of you struggling or feeling pain right now, you're not alone, and it's not tied to any one specific player. It's first of all, the week 2 was full of brutal things that went down from, the Hampton and Jeanty and Bowers situation that we just endured, and Lad Bowers. This just happened. This right now just happened. Like, that's crazy. And then on top of that, we had JD5 get injured. We've had Kittle go down. We had Brock Bowers get injured. We had Burrow go down, which affects so many different people. We've had, countless things occur, like just injuries striking like crazy. It's been a wild week. Everybody take a deep breath, step back, realize that you can recover, and players that are slumping now could be monsters. If you ever need a reminder, Chase Brown was a top 5 running back last year, and Chase Brown did nothing in week 1, did nothing in week 2, did nothing in week 3. Jahmyr Gibbs, his rookie year, was in the second half of the season a top 2 running back. He did nothing in week 1, nothing in week 2, nothing in week 3, nothing in week number 4, nothing in week number 5, nothing in week number 6. Gibbs was a monster in week number 7. Chase Brown was a monster in week number 4. Like, just keep that in mind as we navigate through. And we do have to adjust and try and figure out who is Chase Brown and Gibbs and who is going to fall through the cracks. Is Hunter somebody we're freaking out on? I don't think you should freak out on him, but we have reason to worry. We have a quarterback in T-Law that's not delivering the ball. Is Lad McConkey someone to freak out on? You should be concerned because we have a situation that isn't feeding him the ball. Is Jeanty somebody you should be freaking out on? I don't know about freaking out on, but we have a situation where he can't get near the end zone or get all the work he needs. Do we think that Hendy will ever bounce back? I think we have to remember that he is going to eventually be used. The draft capital's there, and he's the number one player on the team. Appreciate you all. Hit that subscribe button on your way out the door. Don't forget we'll draft on Underdog this week. Hit that link that's in the live chat pinned. Play $5, get 50. The link I'm going to drop in the live chat now. Sign up now so you're not scrambling to try and get in later. Hit it now. And don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. It's a 24/7, 365 live chat group where I'm included in the chatting group. And it's an amazing place to hang out. You can vent. You can get trade ideas. It's 24/7, 365, $10 per month. Cancel anytime. That link I just dropped in the live chat. It's in the description of every video. All my links are in the description of any video. If you're looking for it later, like, what's that link? You can just go find it. Appreciate you all. See you all tomorrow. Danny, super chat. I did answer this one. Baker BTJ, I said. And then Danny D. Replay, Hampton drops the fumbles. I did do that one as well. Appreciate you all. Danny, you only had one super chat. I'm looking at it right here. Smitty sold you. How'd I sell you, Danny? You only have one super chat. I'm gonna comb through all your other messages here, but don't be sitting here saying I sold you. Smith, take a lap. Take a lap, Smitty. I mean, I'll find tomorrow. I'm looking for. What are you talking about? How'd I sell you? Smitty sold me. I'm answering your super chat right now, but you haven't. There's not a second super chat, and I'm looking through all your messages. Smitty sold me. Smitty sold me. Didn't miss, but I'm tired. I don't even see your other question anywhere, Danny. Maybe you sent one before the show started. Let me look. Hold on, Danny. Just relax. Before you keep talking trash about me while I'm trying to help you. Hold on, Danny. Danny, you must have sent it right before the show began and it didn't pick up or something. I don't know. Hold on. Delusional Danny's right. Okay. You dropped one before the show began and it didn't register until after. Okay. My Keenan Allen, Connor, and Keon Coleman for Hampton and Travis Hunter. Honestly, the Hampton and Hunter side's not horrible, but Keenan Allen's the most useful player right now. And Connor's okay. Chat, can you vote for Delusional Danny? I mean, he's vindicated, yeah, but... Okay. You take a lap, Voyeur. I don't need to do nothing. Or maybe Voyager's telling Danny to take a lap. Delusional Danny. I think Voyager's on my side. Okay, Keenan Allen, Connor, Keon Coleman for Hampton. Let me put this on screen for Danny. Danny, thank you for dropping this. I'm sorry if those don't register. I don't see those, but I don't know what you're talking about when you're just going through like a madman in the chat. Just straight up like spam city. I look at his messages. I can't even sort through them because they're all look like this. They all look like this. I know you missed it, but I'm tired. Non-stop Danny red alerts everywhere. Look at this. Danny's just going nuts in the chat. Just straight up like this. I'm sorting through all of his messages, and there's like 25 of these in the chat. Okay. So, guys, can you vote on this for Delusional Danny, please? Hold on. There's more. Here's a super chat. My Keenan Allen, Connor, and Keon Coleman for Hampton and Travis Hunter. Can everybody please answer this for Delusional Danny? For Spam City Danny. Keenan Allen, Connor, Keon for Hampton, Travis Hunter. Jeez. And while you're voting on that, I'm going to answer this super chat that came in from Egbuka to the moon. He says 1-for-1, Nix Bijan, or 1-and-1, Nix Bijan, Kyron, Evans, Sutton, Keenan Allen, Hunter, Coleman, Shaheed, McBride, Fannin, Benson, Sharp, Sampson, B-Rob. Any moves? Probably hanging tight with this team, bro. There's not much to trade. Unless you're going to trade McBride in fear of the Cardinals, put Fannin in. That's the only move to make. If you want to get ballsy, dude, go to the BTJ owner, see what else you could get included for McBride, and try and make them overpay. Like, try and get 2 players for one, Hendy and BTJ for McBride. Or, someone might not even like that in the chat, to be honest. You could vote on it in the chat. But, like, McBride and, let's say, Sutton for BTJ and Chase Brown doubted, or something like that. But McBride's your only move. Don't trade Bijan. Don't trade Kyron. Don't trade Evans. Don't trade Hunter on the cheap or drop Hunter or anything crazy. And what did the chat say on this one? What are we doing on this one, guys? Can you please vote on this one, please? What are we doing here? Keenan Allen, Connor, Keon Coleman, or Hampton? Travis, what did you vote? Travis, vote on this one for me. Hampton, Travis Hunter. I'm probably taking a chance on the Travis Hunter Hampton side because I don't know. The Keenan Allen side's nice because of Keenan Allen, and that's it. I don't know. Don't do the trade, says Togo. Christine says Connor side. Everyone's saying Connor side. I don't know. Maybe don't do it. I don't know. Don't need Keenan Allen or Keon, says Danny. If you don't need Keon or I don't know. I'd take a gamble on the Hampton and Hunter side. If you don't think you'll ever use Keon or Connor or Keon Coleman or Keenan Allen. Although Connor could be, maybe you could regret getting rid of Connor. Hampton, Travis Hunter, says Bruce. I'd say I'm going to say final answer, Hampton, Travis Hunter. All right, I got to get out of here. Danny's taking up Danny, the time waster. Just kidding, Danny. Thank you. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. See you all tomorrow. Deuce. Oh, we got Marquez dropping a last-second super chat. My whole team needs to take a lap less than 100. Don't worry about it, Marquez. We'll fix it. And, don't panic yet. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate you.